Yeah. Welcome to the open book, where truth don't hide, stories ride, and every chapter got that power. Turn the page, now you stepping in, where real ones talk and the fake pretend. From viral heat to deep convo, we write the truth, let the whole world know. This ain't just a channel, it's a movement. The open book, every story, every voice.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the open book. This is your host, Lakeisha. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Wednesday. Can y'all believe today is New Year's Eve? This is the last day of 2025. Okay. I am so happy and excited for what God has done this year, the good and the bad. Okay, come on now. And we are heading into a new year on tonight, going into tomorrow, 2026, y'all. Um, I'm just amazed, especially towards the latter part of this year. God has just been amazing and doing so many great things. And shout out to all of the open book family. Okay, like thank y'all. I have to just sometimes you just have to stop and say thank you. Thank you for all of your support over the course of this year. It really means a lot to me. Oh my gosh. And shout out to the members that are lit up in green. Thank you for your support each month as well. All right, so let's see who we have here so far. Hey, Latte, welcome, sis, and thank you for being first in the building. I appreciate it. Well, look at here. Good morning, Queen Fee. What are you doing up so early? Okay. Welcome and thank you so much for joining. Good morning, Coachy. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Thank you for tapping in. Good morning. 71 Suburban Girl is in the building. Thank you for joining, sis. Hey, Tabany. Good morning. Good morning, Janet. Thank you, ladies, for joining. Brittany is in the building. True Blessings. Angel, welcome. Good morning. Honey 5K. Thank you, ladies, for joining. Ruby is in the building. Venetia, good morning. Let's see here. Is it MF Fleming? Okay. M Fleming, welcome. Good morning, open book. Yes, it's me, Malika. Oh, okay, got you. Okay. Girl, hey, I know that's right. Sometimes you got to in these YouTube streets. You better go incognito. Okay. Hey, K Brown, good morning. Oh my goodness. So, hey, Saida, good morning, sis. Shout out to 71 Suburban Girl for the super chat and for being a sponsor for today's live. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support. Let's see here. All right. Hey, Anissa. Good morning. Shout out to Kay Brown. Come on, y'all. Y'all are being a blessing already. Shout out to you for the super sticker and for being another sponsor for today's live. Thank you so much. Hey, Bam Bam. Okay, y'all. So, and welcome everyone that is coming in. Hey, Mrs. X, I haven't seen you in a minute. Good morning. Hey, Ebony Rose, Salita. Thank y'all for tapping in. Vanessa. Now, not only y'all is it New Year's Eve, okay? But y'all, we are a week away from Holly's next hearing. It is taking place on January the 7th at 11 a.m. Okay. Now, last week, there were some things that, well, let's see, was that last week? Wow, y'all, that was last week. Felt like longer than last week, but as y'all know, a lot went down at the last hearing. Okay. A lot of things went down. And I'm trying to see, give me 1 second. I wanted to show something. I appreciate your patience. Go ahead and tap the like button. Let everyone know we are live. Also, if you would like to support the channel, you're welcome to send a super sticker, super chat, Cash App, or buy a coffee. And those links are in the description field of the video, and the mods are also dropping them into the chat. Um, oh my goodness. Give me 1 second, y'all. I have to do something right quick. Y'all, I thought I was ready. I had something I wanted to pull up, but my video is still um, uploading. So thank y'all for your patience. Y'all know I'm usually on it, baby, ready. This one little thing threw me for a loop right before the timer stopped. I was like, oh Lord, hold up now, wait a minute. But yes, y'all, we are a week away, and I wanted to show you all. There was a video from Tia Ewing that I last week, it was Christmas and all of that, and so I had missed the video, but there was some things with the video that I wanted to highlight, okay, because going forward to next week, some things to keep in mind, okay, because of some things that transpired. It's always on the table a possibility if the judge makes a decision of whether everyone can come in because of safety concerns, okay, because of, y'all know what happened afterwards by now. If you don't, then you may have been under a rock. But y'all know after the session, there was a fight outside, okay? And so sometimes, depending on how, severe or whatever the situation is, they may make modifications. Now, I'm not sure, we haven't heard anything as of yet, if there will be any changes as far as who can come to the courthouse and all of that. But Tia Ewing, she did a video where she kind of reported on some things that transpired that day, okay, and kind of went through some things that she's actually been going through behind the scenes. And I was saying, I was joking earlier with Malika, but it's getting to the point where some people are trying to conceal their identity due to some of the games that are being played right now. Okay. My thing is this: if you truly feel like someone is innocent, let the courts do their job, right? Let their lawyer do their job because they're so innocent, right? So just let it all the cards fall as they may. Okay, the intimidation tactics and things of that sort, it doesn't help the situation. Okay, you can't like intimidate people and feel like, oh, if I intimidate people, this will make my client innocent. No, it doesn't change the facts of a case. Okay, and that goes for everyone, whichever, these sides or whatever. I mean, it's going to fall as it may. If the state proves beyond the shadow of a doubt, okay, reasonable doubt, hey, she's going to jail. And so it's been a lot of that. So people are now starting to kind of be careful of the information that they're putting out there. Be very careful with, who you're accepting inboxes from, because people have troll pages. You may think is one person, it could be another person trying to gain access to you and to gain information. Okay. That's just something, that I'm kind of hearing, through the chats and so forth. People were saying yesterday that some people were inboxing them, threatening them. Okay. So we're 1 week away. So y'all can only imagine within this week, because coming up is a critical hearing, okay, where discovery and things are going to be heard on that day and so forth. And so that is just something that we want to be mindful of when you're out here operating in these YouTube streets. And I know some people are from Facebook, and they may not know how things move over in YouTube, and some people may just be used to YouTube and may not know how things operate on the Facebook side. But there are different platforms, and people can gain access to you in different ways. So all I can say is just be careful, on how you're moving. Is one of these high profile cases and things of that sort. And so we just kind of got to be careful on how we're moving and all of that. I can wait till they have it on a Thursday so I can go. I hate to miss $1. And hey, calling up, okay, girl, thank you. Okay, when you can get the information for free and still make your coin. Hey, Honey Drip, welcome. Thank you for joining. I think that Judge Erica will see right through Holly's BS. She looks tough. Okay, and see, I don't really know the judge yet. Now the judge on my thumbnail, y'all don't get it twisted. That's not the real judge. That's not the real judge. So let me let y'all know that, okay? Baby, that's one of them AI judges. I don't know who that is, okay? I don't know who it is. But hey, I'm hearing that there is, a judge that is supposed to preside over this next hearing that doesn't play, okay? So, hey, that's a good thing. Okay, my thing is just be fair. Be fair. We need someone that can see when people are trying to manipulate the system and so forth. In this case, this is a serious case, and like I was saying on the last live, okay, we need the state. Okay, we are standing behind y'all. Okay, because we are all about justice for Romeca and getting justice for her, right? All right, so we need the state to make sure that they have all of their ducks in a row, to make sure that they are prepared, that they are meeting deadlines. Not to say they haven't, okay, but we going into some serious territory coming up, okay? So we need to make sure that they have their witnesses protected. Lord, you got your witnesses protected, okay? That you've heard things thoroughly, okay? That you come with a game plan. Do not miss any dates, okay? Because it seems like when we were looking at some of the testimonials from Holly's lawyer, she looks for loopholes, okay? And hey, she's doing her job for her client, okay? She looks for loopholes, missed deadlines, okay? Protocol, make sure everything was done properly. So hopefully, y'all got your police department. They did what they were supposed to do. Okay, all of this stuff. Make sure you're on top of it. That's what we're asking on behalf of Romeca. Make sure you come ready on behalf of her family. Do not miss deadlines. Okay, we need to make sure every T is crossed, every I is dotted. Okay, because child, I was looking at some of those testimonials and I was like, oh Lord, so it's not to scare us or anything like that, but you always want to be prepared. You always want to know who you are dealing with when you go into a case or any type of serious situation. You want to make sure that you're ready. Okay, it's game time. Okay, let's see here. They need to not permit Carlos inside the hearing. And True Blessing, I was thinking that too. Okay, because what is your purpose of even being in there? You're not sitting on Romeca's family side when the judge asked you the last time allegedly to move up. You are trying to cause distractions, not trying to comply and all of that. And then look how it went afterwards. Okay, so I was thinking that same thing. It's crazy. I got two people, it's crazy. I got two, these people are disgusting. David is probably so that he can take that info back to Arya. He is a snake and is working with Carlos, speaking to CCs who are for Romeca. Wow. Yes, girl, that was my AI one. Hey, Shireen's World, welcome and thank you so much for tapping in. Okay, so she said her YouTube is different from Facebook. Yes. Okay. Hey, Daily Sis with Jazzy J is in the building. Hey, Derica, Namaya, welcome y'all. I was trying to upload some, so I wasn't looking at the chat. But yes, y'all, a lot of that is taking place. So Tia had talked about some of that on her last video. and my video is still uploading. I may have to just switch the order in which I show things because I had two things I wanted to share with y'all this morning. So I probably will just come back to that one because it's still processing. The way Restream is, y'all, is different than StreamYard. When you're on StreamYard, you can just go to the actual video, click on it, and it pulls it up. With Restream, you got to upload the video to the upload section, and then it's a lot. Okay, but let's move on. Hey Lisa, welcome. Now there is another video, and I love this content creator. Shout out to Talks with Nikki. Okay, she really does her research. I love how she lays things out, you know, coming from my educator mind. I love how she lays things out and makes it clear. And so, in this snippet of her video, she discussed what the last hearing was for. Okay, what that was for, and then she also goes into some information on where we're going on this next hearing. Okay, so shout out to Talks with Nikki. Can everyone take a second and hit that like button? It is for free. All right, let's get into it.
Bail denied. Again. For a second time, her attorney, Ari Williams, asked the court to reconsider bond. The defense cited two primary factors. Number one, that Khadijah Johnson is currently pregnant. And number two, she has no prior criminal history, aside from a single misdemeanor offense that happened about 10 years ago. Despite those arguments, though, the judge denied bail once again. And perhaps most importantly, Khadijah Johnson has now been indicted on first-degree murder charges. That detail matters a lot. Because once a grand jury returns an indictment, the case officially moves into a posture where the state is signaling confidence in the strength of its evidence. The judge has also confirmed that this case is now headed for trial. So let's pause right there for a sec and talk about what kind of hearing this actually was. A status hearing is largely procedural. It's not a trial, it's not a bond hearing where new evidence is debated in depth, and it's not a plea negotiation forum. The purpose of the status hearing was to answer very basic questions like, where are we in this case? Has discovery begun or has it been exchanged? Are motions pending? And there was one motion that I'll get into in a minute, made by the defense. Are both sides prepared for the next phase? And do we need to set deadlines for future court dates? Well, I'll let you know now that a future court date has been scheduled for January 7th, 2026. So think of this status hearing as more of a checkpoint, if you will, not a turning point. The judge is essentially just checking the status of the case. He won't be deciding guilt or innocence at this point, and he won't be weighing mitigation the way we may see later. So when people hear that bond for Khadijah Johnson was denied again, it's important to understand that the court's not reassessing everything from scratch. No, it's not at a status hearing. The judge is looking at the charges, the indictment, prior rulings, and any risk factors that have already been identified. And right now, the charge is still first-degree murder. The court is essentially saying a grand jury has found probable cause that this crime did occur and that the defendant committed it. At that point, the threshold for bond becomes extremely high. So the denial of bail here is not at all unusual. It's actually procedural, and it's consistent with how courts handle capital level charges.
Yes. So I know that Holly's lawyer was trying to submit a motion to get her out of jail, because now this is something, y'all, even with that, shout out to Miss Josephine for the super sticker and for being a sponsor for today's live. Thank you so much. Now, something I thought about. with a recent, update on her lawyer trying to get her out of jail due to some information. Okay, she said some new information and some information regarding her background. Okay, that she received from her family. Now, I want to know, y'all let me know what y'all thought about that. What kind of information about Holly's background did they find out that could have caused her to want to say, oh, we need to get her out of there? Okay, now I had my thoughts on it. But I'm gonna let y'all, because see, like it couldn't have been like background as far as to me, like her criminal background. Because I mean, I'm hoping if you're her lawyer, like some stuff, I just hope that you looked into. Okay, that would be the bare minimum to know if she had any priors or things like that. But what did the family say that was new? Okay, when you take on a case, I thought you asked, certain questions. So I was still wondering what was the new information that she got regarding her background to make her submit that motion to get her out of there. Judges don't go against one another after they rule. I'm sure they do golf trips together. They free. That was like, oh, what he said. Oh, okay. He said because that fist bump and he denied it. Okay, I'm gonna go with what he's saying. Okay, baby, it's still denied. Okay, access denied. So, yeah, I was just curious, y'all, as to what y'all thought about that. But she did submit a motion to try to get her out of there. They've tried the pregnancy thing, that did not work. Okay, there are plenty of pregnant women in jail. All right, so that did not work in her favor. The fist bump thing seems to have been a big issue. The lawyer, yes, honey 5K. I was wondering that too. Okay, I was seeing if anyone else was wondering, did they have some type of medical, little mental thing going on that could have put her in this little position where she needs to get out. Okay, she's not getting out of jail. They keep trying. Okay, they keep trying it.
A lot of us were speculating whether or not a plea deal would come up. Well, it did not. So let's talk about that. Why didn't Attorney Williams seek second-degree murder or manslaughter charges? At this stage, the state has no incentive to negotiate. A plea deal is about leverage, and right now the leverage sits almost entirely with the prosecution. A grand jury indictment has already been secured. From the prosecution's perspective, they haven't lost anything yet. But it's not that a plea deal is impossible somewhere down the line. Unless there are extraordinary circumstances, and I'm sorry, but legally speaking, pregnancy alone is not considered extraordinary. So what can we expect to happen at the next court date on January 7th? Well, the likelihood of Khadijah Johnson being released on bail isn't one of them, unless new evidence emerges, charges are reduced, or if there's a successful motion that alters the case risk analysis.
Okay, y'all heard what she just said. Let me rewind that, because this is something that's important going into next week at the next hearing. Okay, so listen to the things she said that could possibly change things.
Unless new evidence emerges, charges are reduced, or if there's a successful motion that alters the case risk analysis. The defense's most critical work will happen outside of the courtroom. Her legal team is going to be reviewing the discovery line by line. They'll be preparing pretrial motions, assessing witness statements, identifying constitutional issues, and they'll be evaluating forensic evidence.
Okay, now, hence, this is why we're hearing more about witness statements, what the witnesses said, who the witnesses are. Okay, because now, like she said, the defense is working overtime right now. They're making sure they know how they're coming. Okay, What did all these witnesses say? What did they say? Could we find any inconsistencies with their statements? They're looking at forensics. They're looking at the ballistics reports. They're going through all of that. Now, at this next hearing, will there be a plea deal, lesser charge introduced? See, all of that info starts to come out. Okay, we'll learn more about that part. Any big changes now that she's considering trying to get her out of jail, Holly's lawyer, then will the new information that she was talking about, will that come up next Wednesday? Okay, that's something to think about also. True Blessing said, I won't be surprised if Holly tried to plead insanity. Child, she can give that up. Okay, don't embarrass yourself like that. Okay, because child, you clearly knew what you were doing because it came out of your mouth. Okay, now something that I did think about along those lines, y'all. There's a bunch of cuckoos in jail. Rachel said there's a bunch of cuckoos in jail. She is no exception. Okay, girl, it's plenty. Join the crowd. Okay. Oh my goodness. She can't have any mental issues because she won't be allowed a CCL. Hey, caramel. Okay, caramel girl. Think about this though. Child, we were still talking about last week. Did she get it the proper way though? Okay, just because somebody has that, we got to go into how did they get it? Where did they get it from? Were they the ones that took the test? Or is it somebody that you knew that say, here, girl, let me sign your CCL, your little license, here you go. Okay, so yeah, if it was reputable and everything was done the proper way, yes, you're right. However, we don't know what we dealing with this girl, okay, and the things she got going on. We saw she had a whole business, a whole home health business that she was the manager of. Something about her gives nothing about manager or home health, okay? But yet, on paper, she had that, okay? It was involuntarily dissolved last year, okay? So I don't put nothing past her whatsoever. I question everything, okay? That's what I'm saying, baby. Look into it. Look into everything. License, where you went, did you take the test, ask her some questions. Okay, good morning, everyone coming in. Thank y'all for tapping in. I'm so sick of all of these illnesses slapped across her. Slapped across foremost. Did none of that come up before September 8th? Oh, all of us, yes, exactly. Because it's introduced as new information. Okay. New information. That's what we're trying to figure out. Hey, Kimberly, I have lawyer friends. They were lawyers, then they ran for judges and won. I helped them on their journey, but behind doors, they do group lunches, dinners, and they do trips among that division was performed. She's not getting out of jail. Nothing that she or her attorney can do. If so, her attorney would have proved that she doesn't have nothing at all. Holly is where she is by herself by the help of Carlos. Okay? Right, Brittany. Hey, Crease Conversation Lounge, welcome. Now, this is what I was thinking. Now, of course, her lawyer, hey, T. Smith, good morning, sis, is going to, her focus is getting Holly free. Okay? That's who she is representing. And I was just thinking about this the other day. I was like, okay, she's not representing Carlos. Carlos has his own lawyer. Carlos hasn't been officially charged with anything. However, it seems as though a lot of work is being done to help Carlos and protect him, right? And we can see that kind of a trend that's taking place. Like, we got to cover for Carlos, okay? He has been charged. And so I was like, okay, Holly's lawyer is going to make sure Holly gets free or try to get her free. She's not really concerned about Carlos. So for her client, okay, Carlos was there as well. I want y'all to Try to go there with me where I'm going. Carlos is there as well. Now, thinking about the testimonials, some of the ones that she just shared, we talked about on the last live. One of the things she talked about was none of the people around saw her client with the gun. The police didn't even see the client with the gun, even though he legally owned the gun, right? It was in his name. So I've been hearing people like focusing on, well, the gun was, she didn't have the gun. This witness said he didn't see her with the gun. This person, they never saw her shooting. The shooting was not captured. It wasn't captured on video. The shooting part wasn't on video. No one has said that they seen her with the gun. When the cops got there, was she holding the gun? Nope. The gun was put into the vehicle. Okay. Now, this is where it can get a little murky. Okay. If she wanted to, she could shift some of the blame over to Carlos. Excuse me. If they're asking for DNA, things of that sort, is it possible that some of his DNA may be on some of the evidence? And is it possible that she could put some of the blame? Okay, now she already admitted that she shot Romeca. She had a license to carry and she had a restraining order. But could she shift blame also over to him? He made me do it. Okay, it was his idea. Okay, I was just thinking about that the other day. Because what would explain if they did find some of his DNA? What would that, you know what I'm saying? Like, why, if you, because my thing is this, if you know you are innocent, sir, and you had no hand in any of this, you would just be quiet and wait for your moment, okay, for you to come testify. That's it. We don't need to be seeing you on live, talking, you trying to do interviews. And Tia is going to go on the video. I'm going to show y'all. She's going to go into the fact he had his sister reach out to Tia. Okay. You got everybody trying to defend you for what? You're not charged. Or are we being just trying to get ahead of it? Okay. Trying to, oh man, it may be coming. Okay, you trying to get the upper hand before things start crumbling. Because I'm like, no, wait. Why is that such a focus that no one saw her holding the weapon? The weapon was in the car. No one is saying that they saw the shooting on a video. Why is there such a point now? Why is he preparing when you haven't even been charged? Or anything we know of that you've been charged with? Why are you trying so hard to protect your name and to look so innocent? So I was just curious to know with this DNA and all of that, because now, you know, based off of all of the ballistics and the forensics, they're going to go through all of those reports. Will any other DNA be on that weapon? I'm ready to hear that info. I have been wondering that since day one. Is it just hers? I'm curious to know. She said Holly is never getting out. Life with no parole is what she deserves. She don't care about her kids. No way. Keep her locked up. And I believe Carlos will be locked up after the stay finished with him. Okay. Holly never spoke about her late father. I wonder why. Oh, I don't know. Hey, Empress Awakened. She said, yes, indeed. Holly is where she is at because Carlos and her F and ignorant stupidity. But what I want to know, when the F is they going to lock that son of a B up? Okay, Empress Awakened. I think you said we all want to know. And you said it the way we all probably wanted to say it. Okay. when the F is he going to be locked up? Okay, supposedly her. I mean, they're saying it was her weapon. Child, I'm still wondering where she got that weapon from. I'm telling you, my mind goes to other places when it comes to all of this because I don't trust any of it. Okay, my mind goes all over the place. Where did the weapon come from? Okay, when did you get it? Who did you get it from? Was it a reputable place? You know, like I go through those types of things in my mind because I don't trust it. There was a witness to her putting the gun in her car. Yes, Tanya, I heard that. I heard that. But look at the witness that they're trying to discredit so much. That's the one that said it. That's what I'm saying. It's like we're focusing on all the other stuff, but the main witness for the state that said all of this. Okay. And even if they say and go back to that, oh, she was putting it in a car, that still could go in the lines of he gave it to me and I put it in a car. Okay, or something of that sort. I'm not, y'all, I'm just thinking out loud. Not saying that this happened. I'm just thinking out loud on some stuff, because that has been a focus, and I've just been wondering why. His DNA is definitely on something. He was doing too much on the scene. Exactly. And now trying to get ahead of it. But one place your DNA better not be on is that weapon. You okay? Now you could get away with, we saw you walking back and forth, and maybe they were dusting down below or the car, the ground or whatever they do with them when they do it, and they saw your DNA, okay? Or they found some DNA of yours on her clothes. But one place your DNA better not be on is that gun, okay? Because, man, why? If she was the only one that was responsible for unaliving Romeca, at what point between her shooting Romeca and the gun being put into the car would you have held it, sir? If your DNA shows up. Because you got people working hard. We ain't heard none of the other witnesses that's on this thing. Witness number 2, witness number 3, witness number 4, out here working so hard to look innocent. But what? You're supposed to just be a witness, right? So that's what we're confused about. If you're just a witness, why are you trying to make yourself look good and innocent? You haven't been charged with anything. So it gives red flag. It gives beeping red flag. Red alert, guilty. That's what it gives to me. Okay? Because people that's innocent don't do all this extra. Okay? They just let the cards fall as they may because they know that they're innocent and they have nothing to worry about. I believe he shot her too. They both did. That's why they wanted her DNA. Rachel, clock it. I'm curious to know what's going to come of that. I really am. And did they find any of his DNA on that gun, that weapon? Because let's just play devil's advocate. Shout out to the Queen's Den for that super sticker and for you being a sponsor for today's live. Thank you so much. Let's think about this, okay? Let's just say that it would not have been because of that day, okay? That his DNA was on there, but he's gonna say, "Oh, but I didn't, shoot Romeca." Well, sir, you weren't even supposed to be around a gun. So even prior to that day, why would your DNA be on there? So that would still prompt other questions. Okay? That would still prompt other questions. So I'm hoping, y'all, that they look into that and we're going to see if that's the case. I don't think it's that the defense is just trying to add in another suspect because the state has to prove beyond reasonable doubt. Okay? I'm thinking the same thing. Open book here is trying to get the upper hand, but there's a lot of evidence by all of the CCs. Big ups to all of the CCs putting out facts and hard work. Shout out to you, Brittany. Thank you so much, sis. Um, they pull all of his videos when he rapping because it's coincidence. After that song, Romeca have been unalived, and he spread her DNA on others just to taint the case. This is diabolical. Oh, you mean the last video when Romeca was in the video? Is that the one you're talking about? Okay, that's a his hands were on her first. On who? Holly or Romeca? Shout out to Latanya. Thank you so much for joining. Shout out to Ebony Rose for the super sticker and for being a sponsor for today's live. We're gonna see y'all. That part, it just, my mind just constantly thinks about this. Okay. And some stuff, I share out loud. Some stuff I really don't. But that's something that will eventually come out if he has DNA on that weapon. Going to be interesting.
And it's important that I mention here that the prosecution requested a DNA sample from Khadijah, to which her attorney did not object. It's been reported that Holly's attorney filed a pretrial motion a day before the status hearing, and it had to do with a HIPAA violation. At first glance, a HIPAA violation seems completely unrelated to a first degree
Procuration.
murder prosecution, right? But Holly's medical
Oh, Romeca
information,
got
specifically her pregnancy status, was leaked to the public prior to Holly disclosing that information herself. Well, the judge's response was essentially this has no bearing on the case and you need to take that up with the medical facility. And that was legally correct. So why file it at all? I believe that there are
you.
strategic reasons to raise an issue like this, even knowing it's unlikely to change the criminal case. Because what that does is it creates a record for the defendant, first of all. And one of a defense attorney's primary duties is to preserve issues of record. So even when a motion is denied, it becomes part of the court file. And that matters later on for appellate review or claims of prejudice or unfair treatment in this case. So by filing the motion, Attorney Williams ensured that there is now official documentation. And that doesn't help with guilt or innocence, but it does protect the client's rights in the long term. And this could also be an attempt to frame the defendant as vulnerable instead of not dangerous. Information leaks like this during the pretrial could also lead to a jury being sequestered. We don't know what all Attorney Williams has up her sleeve, so we'll just have to stay tuned. So I want to close with this. The state of Illinois versus Khadijah Johnson case is now in its most serious phase.
Yep.
And we could be in for a long ride if this case actually makes it all the way to trial. That is, if a plea deal doesn't come into play. Now, as for Khadijah, she'll have to remain behind bars as this case unfolds. She has a long legal road ahead, and this case will be decided by evidence, not sympathy, and certainly not by public opinion. As always, I'll continue to follow the facts and update you as things develop. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone else who may be interested in this.
Shout out to Talks with Nikki for that video. Y'all make sure y'all tap into her and subscribe. Hold on one second, y'all. The video's still playing. Make sure y'all tap in and subscribe to Talks with Nikki for that video and watch in its entirety because she has more on that video. But I wanted to show that snippet. She does some awesome, awesome work. And shout out to Shamika for the super sticker and for being a sponsor for today's live. Thank you so much. Does B&V have a new page? You know what? I don't know. I think that's her new page. I'm not sure if she still has the old page. Crease saying yes. So does she still have the old page? Because I know this is another page, so I wasn't sure if she just changed the name of it. And the mods can drop the link into the chat for Talks with Nikki. I love her work. She's supportive also of the open book, and I appreciate that as well. I didn't realize she had a new page until I clicked on it and heard her voice. I was like, wait a second. So her new name, I guess, is Talks with Nikki, or new channel, but she does some fantastic work. Let's see. If Carlos has an attorney, they're trying to be proactive before the fact. Yes, but see, the thing of it is, you need to let the attorney do your work. Okay, because if you out here on the street, see, my thing is this: what are we gonna do? Okay, we can't crucify you or save you. I mean, we can't. We're not on the jury. We're not the ones. We're not the judge. You don't have to convince us. We have our thoughts, okay, about you already. So my thing is, why is people trying to convince us of things on social media? You need to be convinced in the court. Okay, in the things that transpired at the last hearing, sir, that did not help your case. Okay, that's not helping your case. My thing is just sit still and wait until your moment to testify. But all the extra, I'm telling you, is giving red alert, guilty, guilty, guilty. Okay, because you're doing too much. But I believe he feels that some stuff is going to come out. Okay? Innocent people act innocent. Guilty people, they act guilty. I'm just saying. If I know I was not involved in anything, I would be somewhere sitting down being quiet. Nobody got to speak up for me, try to defend me. No, because I know I'm innocent. Okay? But if you have something to try to cover up, you'll be all over the place. Okay? I believe she stopped the old page when all the drama was going on. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. I'm still surprised everyone talks as much as they do. Let's see. Oh, okay. Y'all found it. Shout out to y'all. Okay, thank you, Latte. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to Talks with Nikki. She has some awesome videos over there. She's very knowledgeable, and I love how she outlines everything. This is how Ari wins cases by default, and that's exactly why she's filing all these frivolous motions. Right, Pooh girl, clock it. Okay. This is hey, this how she rolls. I want to know if he was going to the gym at 8:30ish. How far was Holly's car, and how long does it take to put the baby in the car and strap him in? Because the math is not matching. Come on now, it's not. That's the part that since the beginning, really, a lot of people have been talking about is the whole time thing. See, the time window and the frame of time in this case is going to work against them. Okay, in anything with Holly. Okay, that was another reason that the judge did not want her to have to get out the first time. Not just the fist bump, but for the fact you shot, paused, and then shot again. Okay, you had time. If you allegedly, some people were saying she had the gun on her. Okay, some are saying the gun was in the car. Look, hopefully we get to the bottom of that during this hearing. Okay, or this trial. Look, if you had time to go to your car to get a weapon, you also had time to get into that very car, call the police, or drive off. You had time. If y'all were somewhere at 8:30, okay, and you supposed to be going to the gym, you had time to put Holly and your baby into her car and drive off and go to the gym. But why were y'all there for about 20, 30 minutes? And Romeca turns, she's running late, and y'all still there. You had time. Okay? So time is not going to work in their favor in this whole scenario. Y'all had too much time on your hands. Okay, too much time of waiting, too much time of doing this. Okay, and so that is very suspect. It's very suspect. Okay, you conveniently text that I'm about to go to the gym at 8:30. So that could be your alibi. However, you didn't go there. You didn't go to the gym. Good morning, Rhonda and Katie. Thank y'all for tapping in, ladies. Okay. You didn't go there. So time will work against them in this case. The school said he was sitting behind the school in the parking lot earlier. Right, clock that. And we need the video footage from that as well. I hope the school, see, they're not going to go over there messing with the school. Okay, see, the school also has evidence and people that will speak up. If it falls on him, they're going to talk about the times when you all up at school trying to fight Romeca. Okay, they probably didn't like you anyways, and was probably happy when Romeca picked up y'all's son because they just don't like you. Okay, they probably was, oh Lord, and the day it happened, Lord, I can only imagine the conversations that were had. They probably thought you had done it. If you all in front of the school trying to fight her not too long before that and clown her because that's where you had access to her at the school and you knew where she worked. Okay, so you had time. Why were you over there? If you weren't dropping your son off, that looks suspect. Okay, if you needed to see her, look, you get in touch with whoever the third party is to get a conversation going and see what was what. So from the time you were supposedly allegedly over there, and they probably have camera footage of that, why did it take so long to go about your business and go to the gym with your boys? Shout out to Shalene. Oh, Shalina, I'm sorry, for the super sticker and for being a sponsor for today's live. Thank you so much. Then they said she had the gun on her, so why would you be carrying a loaded gun on you with a baby? Right, sweetest, they come. That's why. And then with those pants, I've never figured that out. Where would a gun go? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Where would it have gone? Okay, because it would have slid through those pants. So I'm still wondering. They're going to have to show me this in court, baby. You know how they do. You know how they do the demonstrations. Child, we need to see her go up there and show us. Where did she have this weapon in the pants? Pull out the pants. Okay, now, where did she have it? Because those little stretchy pants, child, that little gun would have slid through. Okay, did she have on a holster? We didn't see a holster. So we still stuck there. If you had time to go to the car to get a loaded weapon that was in the car with your child, we still stuck there. Then you had time to get in the car and leave. Or get in the car and call the police on Romeca. I would have preferred you to do that if you were in such fear for your life. I would have preferred you do that and she still be here and you still be free. If we had followed proper protocol. But because that wasn't the case that day, now look at where we are. It's sad. Yeah, why were they still there, Tanya? That's what we're trying to figure it out. Okay, I'm telling y'all. Shout out to Rachel for the super sticker and for being a sponsor for today's live. Thank you so much. He read Romeca's post saying she was running late, and he posted he was running late right after that. See? That's what I'm saying. Micah, turn it down. I don't know. Go look in there. Because I don't see him over there. I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah. She said, I snuck in here from work. Don't get in trouble. They were waiting on Romeca at the school. Yes. Okay. And see, she was running late. She probably didn't want to bump into them. Okay. Or him, I should say. Because I don't know if she even thought Holly was even there. But if that's the only place he had access to get to her, we don't know also like phone record wise. I'm just curious to know. Leading up to that day, were there text messages, phone calls, any of that thing of that sort? Because y'all know the group text, you know, that picture that we've been seeing where Romeca had sent to her family in that group text. She had a picture of Carlos and she said that she's not going to be scared anymore. Okay. That let us know she was in fear for her life dealing with this guy. Okay. Dealing with him. She was in fear for her life. Why? What had transpired for her to be in fear like that? There was also another post that she was allegedly going to go and get another restraining order because she had already had a restraining order against him, but she had stopped with the restraining order because I believe her sister even mentioned this on Gigi's panel, because she had lost her father at a young age. She didn't want to take that away from Carlos and little Amir. She wanted him to have a relationship with his son. Now, she was a bitter baby mama, knowing how he treated her, then she would have cut all ties and said, I don't even want you around my son. But then she was considering going to get another restraining order against him. It had gotten to that point. Okay. So if she's telling her family she's tired of being scared and she's considering going to get another restraining order, then there was some reason that she was feeling this way leading up to the day that she ultimately lost her life. That's why he's so scared. Will all of that come out? Okay. What was the reason that she was so afraid that she did not even want to give you her address? She didn't even want to give you her phone number. She's having to park her car down the street from where she works, so you wouldn't even know she was at work, hiding, walking to work, because she didn't want to put up with it anymore. And he knew that. So now you have an opportune time. Holly's in town. I guess she just comes armed, armed and ready everywhere she goes on a day that Romeca is running late. And then this was the very day this girl was supposed to have been gone home with her child, but she's still there. And then Romeca is making a U-turn to go to work. But instead of going to work, she comes across both of y'all and she ultimately loses her life. Like, make that make sense. How did we get there? I'm still, y'all, from day one, still stuck there. How did it even come to that point? That's the part I'm stuck on. It did not have to go down like that. Just like they had time to leave from court. Come on now, say less. Just like y'all had time to leave from court on the 4th. But y'all decided to stay outside and wait for Romeca's family to come out. See, a pattern. That establishes a pattern. Just like y'all waited for Romeca to come around that corner. See, you already knew how to get access to her by that school, her route, and things like that. And it was probably multiple people with eyes out that day, because I'm still not off the fact that it was allegedly put out here that it was multiple people, not just two. Okay, probably had eyes on the school parking lot. Oh, she leaving? Okay. The Spanish girl and her husband, when he went to the school, told them not to let the dad get the son because he had something to do with. Oh, yes, someone did go tell the school, because I think they originally thought that it was an accident that had taken place. And see, the security guard, he even, when he does his testimony on that video that Keys had shared, he does the little skirt sound. Okay, like she stopped unexpectedly. Okay, they heard some of the arguing and things taking place that morning. The other witness heard Romeca say, "Are y'all kidding me? I was just dropping my son off." That shows surprise, that she wasn't expecting to run into y'all. Okay, so all this, oh, she pulled over and she said, I forgot what it said in that statement. I thought I'd find y'all, or I found y'all, or something to that effect. Like she had been looking for them, insinuating like she was looking for them. Child, she was trying to go to work. When you a mom and you really care about your child and you late already, but you take out time to go and make sure they eat for the day, and you go and take your son a lunch, and then you done got caught up over here with your bitter baby daddy and his other baby mama that just so happened to have a loaded weapon in a vehicle with a child. Why? If you were supposed to be going home, do you have a loaded gun already? Because we know you would have time to load it. It would have had to have already been loaded. Shout out to Rhonda and Caramel Girl for the super stickers and for being sponsors for today's live. Thank you so much. Hard trick 9 going to fit in them pants. Okay, a whole entire lie. She put a black jacket. Yes. Now, speaking of that black jacket, that's the only other place I could think of for her to have a weapon that day. Now, with that though, that doesn't help the situation, because if you had your child, okay, you were just putting your child into the vehicle, supposedly, allegedly, okay? Now, if you had it on you, the only things we saw in the video that you had on was the green tracksuit and the black jacket. The only other thing that I could think is you had the weapon in your pocket of that black jacket and had your hand holding it in there, because it's not deep. Okay, those little fleece, those little fleece jackets you get at Walmart, child, those pockets not deep. Okay, now that looks even more premeditated because why are you walking with Micah? Why are you walking with a whole weapon in your jacket when you needed to feel that this was on you? Now, this is only me going with the whole narrative of her having it on her. Okay, because it's no way you could have that gun in the pants. That thing will slide through. Okay. So my thing is that you have it there ready, because that shows even more premeditation that you got in your jacket and it's hidden. Okay, all you can do is pull out, bam, bam, bam. Now the other witness said you went to the car. That doesn't look good either, because then you had time, okay, to go and get it, and it's a loaded weapon in the whole vehicle with a baby. Okay, neither way looks good whatsoever. I'm just putting it out there. It's neither way. Yeah, he was stalking her then. Yes. Okay, shout out to y'all for helping me reach my goal today. I appreciate all of the support and all of the sponsors. Thank y'all so much. Good morning, Quadra. Thank you for tapping in. Just seen a document that was filed yesterday, and it stated she has been indicted. She's been indicted. She hasn't been convicted. Yes. She's been indicted for first-degree murder. Let's see here. Hey, Peanut. She said, not me popping at the bushes for one comment. Good morning. Good morning, Robin. Let's see here. That poor baby didn't deserve to lose her life. Exactly. We didn't have to go there. Okay. I know that judge see right through this whole case. They unalive Romeca, no self-defense. Oh, yeah, they could definitely knock the self-defense out. I don't even know why that's still on the table with self-defense. Like, none of this shows self-defense. Now, shout out to Mr. CKB. He is a lawyer who's also a content creator. He mainly goes live on Saturday, but he's been kind of looking in here and there over here. He's been special guest on the panel before. And this was like probably a little over a month or something ago. He came up and kind of shared his thoughts on the case, but he hasn't like really prepped and looked into it. So since he's been over here the last time when I went over to his channel the other day, and I told him, I said, remember we were talking about this because the self-defense, he wasn't seeing it either. And I said, well, they finally indicted her on first-degree murder. Now, based off of his limited, just him kind of tapping in here and there, he said he was thinking it would be second-degree murder. So I don't know. Like I tell him, I don't know. We're waiting to see. So that was just, like I said, his limited, thoughts on it right now. He was thinking maybe they would downgrade it to second degree. I don't know, because they have to prove premeditation and so forth. But some of these things we're talking about today, that actually shows premeditation. If it's already ready to go, it's locked and loaded. Okay. That, what did you need it for on that morning? And especially if it was on you. If you have a child in the vehicle, okay, then my thing would be the safety of my child. I would need to secure this thing, okay, around my son. And especially after the fact, you put a gun with a live round back into the vehicle. That doesn't make sense to us. When you get your license to carry, you have to take a training class for safety and gun. Second, you have to take a shooting class and pass. Then you have to do fingerprint and background. Right. And that's what we were wondering, Janet. Was it all on the up and up? Okay. Was she the one to take the test? Okay. Baby, what gun place did you go to? Is it reputable? Okay. So those questions just come up. Those are wonderings, things that we were wondering about. This breaks my heart knowing it was 2-on-1. Exactly. There's no telling what she went through the last few minutes of her life. I'm telling you. No telling. According to Mama Tina, she even let Amir go to dinner with Carlos, who and their baby. Yes. That. So tell me again, why were you so afraid? Thank you for bringing that back up, KD. Tell me again, why were you so afraid? If because children are our precious diamonds. We're not letting, I know me, myself, okay? If any other parents out there, y'all know what I'm talking about. If I know or even have an inkling that you may do something to me, my life, okay, or that I just don't trust you like that, I am not letting my children go with you. I don't care if their dad is with them or not. You could get my child, but you better not have that person around my child. Now, if she was okay with her son going to dinner with you and your child and his father, why did you feel the need to unalive her? That she was that big of a threat that day? Like, remind us again. Because it's just not making sense how we got there. It's really not. Okay? It's really not. If she was going to harm you to the point where you needed a whole weapon, I'm pretty sure she would have done it that day. When she let her child come around you. She could have done that as a setup. Oh, he want to see his son. Oh, okay. He gonna be with her. Oh, okay. Well, this will be my time to get him. Did she try to get you that day? Oh, okay. She didn't. Okay. Okay. So she really wasn't a threat. Oh, okay. Because she could have fought you that day, right? Okay. I was trying to mind my business, finishing breakfast. Look, at least you cooking breakfast, child. We're gonna have another brunch. It breaks my heart too, y'all. She should be alive today, but she's no longer here. Right. And when I see the videos, it just, oh my gosh. I just shake my head. And then hearing some of the details, I forgot what it was I was watching the other day. And all I said was being poor Romeca. Like the reality just hits. I can only imagine her family thinking about that too. Some days just reality hits. She is not here. Her mom just made a video or shared a video, I think yesterday, and she said, my baby is really gone. Like, that's the reality. Good morning, Lashina. Do anyone remember Q came out at the beginning saying that Carlos said that Romeca was using texting him the night before? I do remember him saying that. Yep. And we're waiting on that proof too, because with Q still in here, was that true or not? Since you're having a truth fest, okay. You did say that. I do remember that. Yeah, this whole tragedy breaks our heart. Hey, Philly girl, Juice, welcome. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, let me pull up this other video. Some of you may have seen the video. I had not seen the video. I watched some of it last night, but I wanted to share this video with Tia Ewing. Now, the day of this last hearing, she was not there. However, they had a crew that was there. and they were sharing some details with her. She had heard what had transpired outside of the courthouse. Like when I had got the notification, because I think that was around right before Christmas Eve, child, all I saw was a picture of Carlos in some handcuffs somebody sent me. I got extra excited until I found out it wasn't even due to the case. Okay. Then I was sad again. I was like, oh man. But hey, it helped to know, baby, they got some licks in. Okay. We don't promote violence or anything of that sort. But we do believe in you reap what you sow. Okay. So I don't promote any violence here on this channel or anything like that. But we believe in the law of That's how you know that I'm being funny. What is it? The law of reciprocity. Well, y'all know what I'm talking about. When you reciprocate, you reciprocate. Okay, whatever you put out can come back to you. Okay, y'all know what I mean. Oh my goodness. Shout out to Ray Mel for the super sticker and for being a sponsor for today's live. I had to make us laugh, y'all. Oh my gosh. What's that cat? What? Girl, no, that is my son with his phone. Oh my gosh, we do not have cats. Hold on, y'all. Right, Ronita. Hey, Dr. Braves, good morning. She said, this case breaks my heart. I hope that Holly receives the maximum sentence allowed. Carlos is eventually prosecuted and charged for his role as well. Clock that. Yes, I agree. Hey, Nina, welcome. My son has his CCL license. Holly was wrong, point blank, period. Right. He did not go around spraying people he disagreed with. Okay. Is unjustified murder, justice for Romeca. Yes, I agree with you, sis. Yes. Okay. Hey, Jackie, good morning. Let's see here. I didn't have to do all of that to get my gun. All I did was purchase 9. They took my ID. They ran my background check. I'll say 72 hours. Then they called me back. Oh, yes. I do remember I had a boyfriend back in the day. He went through that same process. He went through that same process when he was getting a gun. Now, back then, I don't think the license to carry was in law here, in certain places. So I don't know. Yes, it was more so. I don't think you had to have that. And y'all correct me if I'm wrong. At a certain time, as long as you pass the background check, you could get a weapon, right? Now, I think the license to carry part came into legally being able to walk around with it. I think that's where all of the training classes and getting that license came into play. No, I'm not, girl. Shout out to Dr. Braves for the super sticker and for being a sponsor for today's live. Thank you so much. All right, let's get into this video.
All of this. There's been varying accounts of what happened. Some people say, I don't want to get into the weeds of what we don't know to be concrete, because I think one of the things that I think can be misconstrued in this is, everything we're saying about this case, we have to be responsible. As a journalist, I have to be absolutely responsible about everything that is said about this case, because I do know that it has a lot of heightened emotions.
Clock it, poor girl.
So it's really tough. Hold on a second.
Good morning, she's typing.
Give me 1 second, you guys. 1 second, 1 second, 1 second.
Right, Rhonda. Okay, got you. Y'all, let me pause this for a second. Tia, Tia reminds me, you know, you work in customer service, child. You get your fresh nails set, child. You be up there click clack. That sound reminds me of. Okay, thank you for clarifying that. She said your FOID allows you to own guns, but your CCL is for carrying it. Okay, and that's what I kind of figured. So you could own a gun, but some people may not qualify and have that to be able to just carry it. But some people have both, where they can own it and legally carry it. Okay, thank you so much. People keep saying Holly was wrong. Both of the demonic and Memphis are straight murderers. Okay. I had a son I lost to gun violence, and there is no other pain like it. It's a long healing process. So I understand how Miss Tina is feeling. Some days I used to just scream. I can only imagine, Rachel, and condolences to you as well. Ooh, that breaks my heart. Yeah, I can only imagine that's a whole other level of anger and healing that you have to go through when you lose a child to some type of gun violence, and this was indeed gun violence. Okay, regardless of the situation and how it transpired, a gun was involved in Romeca. She lost her life that day, so that is a whole life journey. It's not a one-time thing, a 1 month thing. You have to learn how to live life again. Beyond that, you never forget them. You never forget what happened. It's almost like you have a new life. It's a void that is there. And so I can only imagine, you know, especially during the holidays and so forth. So I'm keeping everyone lifted in prayer that has experienced that, or, you know, has gone through the loss of any loved one during this time. Yes, my condolences. Wow.
All right. So with that being said, I feel like we have to be super responsible. I know a lot of people were fired up from a previous live that I did talking about details of the case. I do want to remind people that when I spoke about those details of the case, and I had that paper in front of me, that information came from the Cook County State's Attorney's Office. That was not for me. So the fist bump allegation, all of that came from the Cook County State's Attorney's Office by way of what they call a proffer. Okay, so they compose a proffer which outline, and they do it for every case, that outlines what they have investigated or figured out to be issues and things that have come out in their fact-finding period in that case. So that was not my words.
And shout out to Tia, y'all. This is one of the turning points in all of this is some of the Justice for Romeca groups and so forth have been advocating, mailing, sending emails and making phone calls. And so one of the people that they had reached out to was Tia Ewing. Okay. Excuse me. And like many, there have been gaps in between the time when Holly got released the last time and any movement with this case. So she looked into it. And I guess since they had someone, you know, hey, from media looking into things, y'all, it's like things like really picked up. And the next thing we knew, Holly was being arrested. We had some movement in the case. And so some people that, you know, hey, out here mad about it or mad at Tia because they're thinking that she has a hand in what's happening with Holly. She is doing her job. She is a journalist. Like she's going to tell us in this video, she doesn't know anyone. Okay. This like a random person on TV that's reporting the news. When they report, they give them paperwork to read off what is taking place. Okay. They have to be very careful in being biased and things of that sort. Like that's how when you see on the news and they're reporting on a real sad story, they have this straight like face, like they just don't care. It's not that they probably just don't care, but they've been trained to you can't be up there. Oh my God, I cannot believe this woman just, you know, you can't, you can't be on the news reporting it like that. Okay. You have to be able to just read what's on the paper. And regardless of your feelings and emotions and things like that, you have to report the news. Okay. And so that's where like she's having to explain now. The fist bump, she's not coming out with something new. Everything that she was telling us on that live was she was reading from a paper. And it's sad that you have to put that out there again. I mean, where did you think the info came from? Okay, but I'm glad that she clarified that for some people. I still believe that their original goal was to kidnap her and unalive her in a secluded location. However, Romeca fought back and their plan went around. Oh, yes. You know what? Yes, that was coming up too. Like even the Hispanic guy in the video said you were trying to kidnap her at one point. He said that. Now, what made him say that? Okay, what was were they trying to at some point put her into a car? Okay, it's a reason he said that, and I did a short too. If y'all wanted to watch that later, where he said that I slowed it down, and he said you were trying to kidnap her. Like that would be like random out of the blue when someone just got shot unalive. Why did he say that? Okay, what did he see in that moment? And I'm wondering that too. Was that the ideal location where things were supposed to go down out in broad daylight on the side of the street? I don't know. Carlos's truck was double parked. Okay. Hey, we trying to get her to get in your vehicle? Come with me. Okay, I don't know. But something was fishy with that witness saying that you were trying to kidnap her. I don't know. We're not going to, go too deep into that. But it was said, hey, Terry, thank you so much for the disclaimer. Yes, this live is for educational and entertainment purposes only and is covered under the Fair Use Act. Information shared is alleged in our opinions as we react to various topics and people. Hey, Love Christy, good morning. Welcome. Yes, okay, I agree. Let's see here. Sending my condolences. I also lost my baby son to gun violence. Also, wow. So I'm standing with you and Miss Tina. Wow, Venetia, and condolences to you as well. And y'all, just a little bookmark, I should say here. Okay. Um, I have a supporter that's very supportive, right? And she backs away while I'm covering this for the simple fact she also lost her son to gun violence. And she said that it triggers her a lot to even, look at another case like this because of what she went through. And I get that. So sometimes if y'all have ever experienced this with a loved one, protect yourself, and following this, make sure you take care of your mental, because I'm pretty sure that it can trigger some things. So my heart goes out to you all. Hey, Gretchen, yes, we're sending love for your loved ones as well.
I know that Carlos went on to do a live that said a fist bump never happened. I personally, that didn't come from me. That came from the proffer from the Cook County State's Attorney's Office. So any lives that you've seen, all of that came from the Cook County State's Attorney's Office, not from me. So you guys need to understand that. And I think that got people really riled up. Listen, one thing, and I'm going to get into what happened today. One thing that I'm not is I don't know any of these people, meaning I do not know the family of Romeca. I met them by way of journalism. Like they wanted to get their story out. They found me. We ended up doing an interview. I do not personally know them. Same thing with Carlos. His family had reached out to me. I believe it was his sister via email. And that is how I was linked up with Carlos. I asked his sister in that email for her phone number. So she was, during the time before charges even came about, she was letting me know some of what the details on her side to her knowledge were. And that it was very clear to me that Carlos wouldn't be speaking to me at that time because legally they have been advised. When I say they, I'm talking about Carlos and also Quadeja Holly Johnson. At that time, were told not to speak to the media, but I was able to find some details out through her by way of her brother. So then fast forward,
now let me say this, in her explaining that part, it showed that she was not biased and she was trying to be fair. Okay, so she was allowing Romeca's family to have a platform, but she also allowed the other families to have that platform also. So that should show right there that she's not being biased or, in any capacity. Because look what we got when Carlos finally did come out. Okay. She probably didn't want to waste her time. Okay. Because he wasn't saying nothing. Sir, you should have been prepared for the moment. If you wanted to be on television, you should have been prepared. Give us something. You still on your lives on the interview that day did not give us anything. But the same, y'all gonna see the truth. The truth gonna come out. Some people feel that Holly had a right to unalive Romeca. Is nothing right about it. I'm unaliving an unarmed woman. Right. Like, make that make sense. I still don't understand that part. Majority of Holly supporters are from the South and believe she was within her right because of the stand your ground laws. Yeah. Now, you know what? Depending on where people are from, that could play a part in their perspective. You're right about that. It could play a part in their perspective. That's interesting. Interesting. I hadn't heard that before. I said that in the beginning. If somebody live, I believe he was trying to take her somewhere else for her to be found. Yes, that would be sad.
Quadeja Holly Johnson is taken.
And hence, he didn't give the correct name when Romeca was taken to the hospital. So that also shows something fishy was going on. Why wouldn't you give your baby's mother's real name and date of birth? What was that all about? You see what I'm saying? Even if he didn't ride down there or go with her, you could have given the right information. So that was suspect as well.
Custody, and that is how Carlos even had my number, was by way of his sister, who had contacted me months prior via email. Quadeja Holly Johnson's cousin or aunt.
Did y'all hear that? See, he got Tia's information from his sister. That's how you were probably out here trying to get Romeca's information. If this lady didn't share her phone number directly with you, and when you had a chance to speak about it, now you going through your sister to get this woman's contact information. That kind of stuff is going on. But why was she there? This is the Midwest, not the South. It ain't flying in this city. Right, exactly. Just because you got that perspective don't mean it's legal there. Right, I agree. Like, you done contacted this lady when it's the opportune time and when you think that the pressure is about to be on you. Oh, now you want to try to do some type of I'm not going to even say damage control, because you haven't been indicted for anything yet. You're trying to get ahead of things. Okay, she says a clown for real. He was trying to live out his corny ass rap lyrics. The bubblegum rap. Okay, that's what he was trying to do. I live in a stand your ground state, and nope, still not right. Yeah, we're not justifying it by any means. Stand your ground means that person came on your property. Holly was the one in the wrong place. Romeca was at her son's school. Yes, and also, y'all, it did not happen at the actual school. It was across the street, from the school. That's been a whole thing, throughout this as well. So, yes. Let's see. Good morning, Mrs. E. Thank you for tapping in.
I believe, I don't remember, and I don't want to misspeak here, but somebody that is related to her, who also knows the PR space, contacted me as well. At some point we exchanged phone numbers, and it was very clear to me that Quadeja Holly Johnson did not want to speak because her attorney had instructed her not to speak. It was never that she didn't have a platform by me to speak. This is not a situation where I'm taking sides here. I don't know anybody here. The only people that I feel any type of absolute pouring of my heart out for is obviously anybody in this situation who's lost. That's all sides, right? And especially the children in this. This is who I feel the worst for. So while people are online arguing, trying to call for my job and all this stuff, who you need to be pouring your love and heart out to are the children that are literally at a deficit because of this situation. But we're not focusing on that. We're focusing on all this other outside stuff. You got kids that are caught up in the middle of this. One in the womb who was not here, who was growing up in a womb that's probably stressed out in jail. One that is, I don't know where the little baby in all of this is. And I say baby because we know that child is not, I don't think the child was quite 1 year old yet, maybe like 9 months or so, almost 10 months. And then we have Carlos Jr., who's out here without parents right now. So,
and that's a good point, y'all. Environments matter when you're pregnant. Your child can feel what you're going through. Okay? They can feel certain things. So now you have a whole baby and you're up in a jailhouse. Okay? No one considered the children. You have a baby that's not 1 yet. Little Amir out here without his mother at all. No one considered the children in any of this. In any of it. And I know it's a stand your ground law, but that was premeditated murder. Sorry this happened to Romeca. May the family get justice soon. Thank you. And shout out to everyone in the South that's chiming in on this. Thank you so much. Because just because, we like to hear people's perspectives and where they're coming from on things. So thank y'all for sharing that people were believing it, because I didn't even think about that. Because we want to hear, why are you thinking that way? But it gives some background as to why they're thinking it. However, it does not mean that it was what happened in this particular case, if that makes sense. So thank y'all. And shout out to those of you who are sharing from the South as well, that although, we have those laws and things like that, that does not mean that that's what you're seeing in this case. Carlos has sent out too many different narratives about what happened that day. Yes, he better hope he can remember everything he said under oath. Clock it. I doubt it. Okay. Girl, he is not going to remember every lie. They're going to catch him up in something. They probably already caught him up in something. I mean, if you think about it, all of these different statements for a reason. They are trying to catch him up with his lies. He's going to forget something. Believe it. He's going to forget something.
Okay, so I want to clear that up. Anything that I read out of the fist bump and all of that, and what witness one said that they saw and all of this, that came from the Cook County State's Attorney. Okay, let's get into what happened today. So in court today, what transpired was, again, Quadasia Holly Johnson's attorneys, they argued for her to, essentially, they were pressing for her to be let out. Rightfully so. They can do that. That is their legal right to do that. She is pregnant. Prior to this, she did not have a lengthy criminal history. In fact, she had one thing that was a misdemeanor, so not even worth talking about. I mean, it was nothing on her record prior to this. So from a legal standpoint, that is something that an attorney will argue. It does not matter who it is. That attorney would then argue that my client is not a flight risk. My client has never, felt the need, and she had a CCW. She was a concealed carry holder, and there is nothing that indicates that she had fired that weapon at someone or pulled out her gun to shoot and kill someone, allegedly, because we don't know everything unfolded. We're seeing the aftermath video, okay? So prior to that, based on what we know, there's nothing that showed that in her history. So an attorney is obviously going to argue, my client is pregnant, she had no prior criminal history, she should be let out, is what they're going to say. So that was what they tried to have happen in court. That did not happen. That did not happen at all in court. What ended up happening was she was not let out yet again. So this is the second time. And in fact, she will reappear in court on January 7th. Here's where it gets interesting. So our field producer who was there said that Quadasia Holly Johnson's family was let out first out of the courtroom. And that they lingered a little bit in the hallway. And then after that, Romeca's family was let out, but there was still leftover from supporters of Quadasia Holly Johnson. I don't know who exchanged words with who. I'm not here to say that because I was not there to know. And even though my field producer, our field producer of Fox 32 was there, it was not clear who fought who started the drama first. That is unknown here. What we know is words were exchanged. Now, allegedly, people are saying that, and obviously there's two sides, right? Really three. There's people that are supporters of Romeca. She's had supporters this entire time. Since she died, people have been calling for Quadeja Holly Johnson to be charged. And then you have those of Quadeja Holly Johnson that believes that, she's innocent in this and that she did the right thing, okay? And then you have people that are just talking that know nothing about either one of them. They're just followers of the story. Well, we don't know what transpired outside of that courthouse, except for to say that some people are saying that Carlos approached the family. Okay, that's what some people are saying. Some people are, in the family being Romeca's family. Then other people are saying that it was the opposite. Okay, that it was the opposite, and that the family approached Carlos or said something to Carlos. I don't know which one is true. Okay, because the video we have is everybody going out. You can hear stuff being said, arguing back and forth. It's both sides. And the video that we have, you hear both sides. It's no indication of who kicked it off.
So they were on the inside. Now they didn't show the video. Okay, but she's saying there was a video and they could hear stuff being said as people, I guess, were coming out of the courthouse. Okay, so that's another reason some people are probably upset with her, because like, what information did she catch? But see, y'all not gonna go to the news station and try to get videos and things like that. Okay, she said that it's on video of the going back and forth. Period. Okay, so whatever people were saying, look, cameras are rolling, so just be aware. Okay, if you're at the courthouse, be aware that cameras are rolling. Things will be picked up. Even when you don't think. Like that day, he didn't know all of his video evidence was out here. That's why he went to his Facebook and put, "This the worst day of my life." Once people saw that video and started coming for him, child, he deleted and hid that whole page. He wasn't banking on that. Okay. Oh, y'all, we far off. Can we do a quick, just like right quick? That's a lot. Can we do that right quick for a second? It is for free. Hey, Katessa, welcome. Or Katisa, I hope I'm saying your name right. Katisa, thank you for tapping in today. He wasn't banking on that part. Okay. So that's just something we need to consider, that cameras are out there. Okay. Now she is saying that they didn't have cameras on the outside. They didn't think they needed that because of what was about to transpire outside. Okay, you're good. I heard a lot of people say that. Yes, we heard a lot of people say that.
Our video from when the argument transpired in the hallways of the Layton Criminal Courthouse. You hear both sides saying something. Now, outside, we don't know because we were not out there. TT Barfield, who recorded video outside, where you hear Romeca's sister basically saying, "You ruined that girl's life, and you ruined that girl's life," speaking of Quadeja Holly Johnson. And, my sister, is obviously not here. That was words that she was hurling at Carlos. So again, we don't know who kicked off what outside. What I can tell you is that from the video, we see that, at least this is what I'm being told, that Carlos is then put in handcuffs, brought back in the courthouse, and then family members of Romeca, too, one which we know for sure is a family member of Romeca or related to Romeca or known of Romeca, because that person has on pink, is also brought back into the courthouse and is in handcuffs with the sheriff. The other person is unknown. So we can at least say Carlos was brought back into the courthouse, and so was...
Child, they got random people outside that just want to get a lick in on Carlos. This is how much this case has spread, and everybody knows about this. Okay, they had random people probably just out there going to the bus stop ooh, this is my chance. Okay. She didn't even know who the other person was. Okay. I'm telling you. But it's so ironic, y'all, that this particular day, Carlos was put into some handcuffs. Okay. The other person in the pink was put into some handcuffs. All parties were put into handcuffs. Now, the reason I say that's ironic, the day of Romeca's unaliving, okay, how come Carlos was not put into handcuffs that day? Because both of y'all had blood on your hands and should have both been placed into custody until, hey, we figured this thing out. Okay, but they miraculously found a pair last week. Okay, he should have gone down too. Get them in two separate rooms and question them. What happened? They could have found out that day of inconsistencies. Okay, but see, the thing of it is, see, he had too much leeway. You had time. Here we go with the time again. You had time to change clothes. You had time to add to your story hours later. No, we want to hear it fresh. We want you sitting in this room. We're going to put her in another room, and y'all are going to tell us what happened. See, she wasn't ready for everything. He had to give her self-defense because she didn't say it. Okay, he said it. He's trying to help her out. Okay, because she just said she had a license to carry and a restraining order. Good morning, Deanna. Welcome. All right, she wouldn't have been prepared. People, especially this young generation, to even think it's okay for Holly and Carlos to murder Meeks sick. Yes, it's not okay. Okay, that's what should have happened that day. But now all of a sudden, we're taking everybody in. We're taking everybody back into the courthouse. No, y'all should have done that the day on September the 8th. If both of y'all, we have a young lady who's here on this ground unalived, and y'all both have blood on your hands, both of y'all are coming into custody. And why are y'all letting him tell y'all what happened? He had those police officers so confused. He's telling them, he just wait. You had time that you did not tell them Holly did it. You stood there. We watched you on video lean against the car, and you started talking to them, and they looking down the street at one point looking for a suspect. And it wasn't until the witnesses they had to say it, 15, 20 times? She did it. She shot her. They are the ones, if they had kept quiet, y'all, to this day, I promise you, to this day, if those witnesses really allowed Carlos to intimidate them and shut them up, to this day, do y'all know they probably would have been looking for a suspect? If we did not have an admission from her, and really, that was after the fact, because when the cops were coming up, she was trying to blend in with the witnesses. Okay, if they had remained quiet, they would have still probably been looking for a suspect. But because that plan did not go too well, now, girl, you got self-defense. Okay, you can't be out here shooting people just because you got a license to carry and a restraining order. It was self-defense. Now we got to go with self-defense. Okay? Because now our plan did not work. Because we all know it wasn't self-defense. Why did you have a loaded weapon waiting? You had time. Man, I wish I was on that state's side. Child, let me do the opening statement. Okay? I want to be the one to get up there. Let me get up there and do an opening statement. And it would be revolved around time, because that's what they're going to have to prove. In immediate, imminent danger that you felt you had no other choice. That's what they're going to try to figure. They're going to have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. that you had the time. You wanted this to happen. You planned for this to happen. Yes, Janet, mine too. Okay, it's really sad how people are making this case worse. OB, I shared before my family experienced this in Philly. This is in Philly, and we still have not gotten justice. My cousin was very well known in the city. Yes, exactly, Deanna. Yes, she said that they're trying to get justice for her cousin in Philly. You know, something similar. It's crazy. It's terrible. He's not locked up yet. Right. The police really messed up that day. Yes. Okay. They really messed up some stuff that day. And we saw it on video, unfortunately. I'm 10 hours away and I'm ready to drive out to Chicago and go to court. Right. Me too. Put me in, coach. Okay. I want to sit at the table. I want to get up and help y'all with it. Look, we've been thinking about this since September the 8th. Lord. Okay. Please be ready. Do y'all need me to send in some notes? Okay, we want justice for Romeca. That girl had time to plan this, to be ready, to get away. Like, seriously, if you think about it, she had plenty of time. CPD made a lot of mistakes, yes, and I hope it don't be for the downfall. Police definitely botched the scene and the case. Yes, it's unfortunate on that part. Hopefully we can wiggle around some of this with what they had going on. The judge was Carlos, but then they changed the judge. Okay, Aurora. Okay, girl, that's the part. Oh my God. Holly even called him a snitch, right? Because see, they take that seriously in Chicago, I heard. Okay. People not supposed to be out there snitching. So they thought that they would be quiet. Okay. Hey, Kobe CD, good morning. Hey, Simply Neat, good morning to you. Them cops were out there looking so confused. Poor babies was gone with the wind. Not gone with the wind. Yeah, they were lost in the sauce looking around. He had them, he even looked. He even pretended to look for the suspect. How you out there leaning on the car looking down the street too? Okay, you looking for the suspect. And the suspect was on your left. He never once, y'all, did we see him in that video until the people spoke up and the cops finally, a black officer, shout out to her for finally listening. Until they finally zeroed in on what these people on the side were saying. Okay. He never once, this whole time, you had cops already there, then you had some that ran up. Okay. Not one time did he say, well, okay, here, right here, you know, or introduce them to Holly and say, well, this is my other baby mama. She shot her. She felt in fear for her life. He didn't do that. Not once did we see Holly go up to the cop and say, excuse me, I shot her. I was in fear for my life. Here's my weapon. Here's my license to carry. Here's my FOID card, all of this. Not once. The weapon was in the vehicle. Okay, so to me, by you going back to put it into the vehicle, you look like you didn't believe you should have been doing that either. Okay. If I felt justified in protecting myself and my child, if I felt justified in that, guess what I'm gonna do? Baby, look, I'm gonna beat anybody to the cops. Okay, I'm gonna tell on my own self. Excuse me, officer. She was trying to come for me and my child. I had to protect myself. Here's my license to carry. Here's my other card. And here's the weapon that I used. Because you felt justified in what you're doing. Now, when you take that weapon and you take it and put it in the car with a live round and your whole child is in the car, to me, it looks like you hiding something. To me, it looks like you don't want to be exposed. In the midst of everybody saying you shot her, and they talking to the cops and you standing there trying to blend in and be quiet, that shows you trying to hide. That you didn't feel justified in what you did. That's all we're saying. So make that make sense. That's all we're just observing. When Carlos moved Romeca's body towards Holly's car to claim self-defense, right, to make it look a certain type of way. And then hence the narratives that came out following that. Okay, from start to finish, Holly was not in imminent danger. Right, exactly. Since the cops kind of messed up on the crime scene, her mom, after this is over, wait, hold on. Since the cops kind of messed up on the crime scene, her mom, after this is over. Oh, got you. Okay. You're saying after this is over. Yes, exactly. I would definitely look into that. Because, child, the way this was handled on certain levels, woo. David said Carlos might go after Romeca's family for attacking a witness, a.k.a. Carlos might go after or attacking a witness. Oh, you mean him go after the? Oh, Lord. See, we don't need any type of violence or things of that sort. That family is already grieving the loss of Romeca. Okay. All the extra stuff, and I'm gonna play some more of the video. She's gonna get into that. All this extra stuff, y'all, it is so unnecessary. Just let justice prevail. Okay. Like, they're already going through that. And to be honest, like the sister was saying outside, they have been quiet. Like, I haven't seen the family getting on here, cussing folks out, writing mean posts. Okay. That's hard to do when you probably want to pop off, go after whoever and go off and just start cussing up a storm on the live. They would be, hey, justified in that, through our eyes, but they haven't. It takes more to restrain. That's what people don't understand. It takes more strength to hold back than it is to go out here swinging and popping off and cussing and doing all of that. It takes more strength. So whereas they have been quiet and trying to let the law do what they do, okay, then that day, we don't know what happened that day. Okay, who said what sparked something, and so forth. We weren't there. Okay, like Tia said, she wasn't there. They caught the camera, some of the arguing or whatever on video. Okay, but that's adding fuel to a fire. Why even go there? Okay, why even think those thoughts of trying to potentially attack or hurt someone or set that up in your mind? Because then you may have it where the judge limits who actually is able to come. At least right now, people are able to come, report on it, things of that sort. So why add extra fuel to a fire? These were people that had you at their table, okay? Her sister shared on Gigi's panel that you would come over there eating their food. They tried to give you, according to Romeca's aunt, Miss La Leslie, the benefit of the doubt in the beginning until they started seeing different things coming out. They lost Romeca. You should feel some type of way that your son has to grieve. His heart is broken. That his mother is no longer here. Like, you should feel some type of way. But every time it's a public post or something of that sort, it's all about I'm the forever victim. It's all about I can't see or I can't do or they're attacking me. What they did, what Holly did to Romeca was way worse than what people are doing to you and your little bitty mind that people are doing to you. No, I don't know who took the baby. I think, I don't know. Now, it did come out that they even offered Romeca's family Holly's baby. So why are we trying to go after the family again when they were trying to or would have placed your son, your other son, with that family. Obviously, they didn't feel the family was a threat. She started her plot with the restraining order. Right, right. I think they haven't locked him up because they're watching him at this point, and you get more information when he's out. Yep, that's true too, Boogie Bella. Look how he's went live, left crumbs, information. Just let him talk. Just let him keep talking, keep talking.
Is a member of Romeca's family, based on the fact that as a support to Romeca, the family and those who are allies of the family have been wearing pink. So that we do know. Let's get into what happens in a case like this. There's very heightened emotion. So who knows how this is going to play out. The judge has a very big job here. The judge's number one job in terms of the functionality of the courtroom, of the proceedings, is safety. That is the number one thing here. The problem is that as fights and stuff like this happens, people get in front of the courthouse. Who knows, they're going back to their cars. Who knows what is happening on the outside that can impact the inside of the courtroom. What happens is the judge has a very difficult decision to make. And in past cases, I have seen where judges will then limit who can be in that courtroom. So the judge may say media and only direct family of both individuals. When I say both, the victim and also those, the defendant in this case, can be allowed in the courtroom. So there's several different things that are happening here. So yes, there was a fight on the outside.
Shout out to Mr. CKB. Y'all, we were just talking about you this morning. This is the one I was telling y'all about that has his channel. He's a lawyer. And, I go to him for my insight from a law perspective. Okay. But he was saying, he was giving his opinion and thought it was second degree, but he said he hasn't also looked into too much, too deeply into it. But shout out to you. Thank you for tapping in.
And people are pointing the finger, but what happened on the outside has implications for inside the courtroom. And in fact, there's other layers of what could happen on a legal level when there's this much emotion. I've had people completely threaten me who I do not know, who are now being investigated by different agencies by making threats through social media, all because of a case. In some cases, I think they may be family members of certain people. In other cases, I think they're followers of the case.
Now, did y'all hear that? This is the level that this has gotten. This lady is a news journalist, okay? Does not know anyone on this case involved in this, right? She has been receiving threats. Now, notice she also said, okay, that agencies are involved. That is huge. Okay, they have agencies looking into where these threats are coming from. They can trace that, y'all. I remember at middle school, I was at one time, and it was during this time where they had this little clown prank. And so I guess some kids felt that if they went and they called and made some threats and had this little clown outfit on or something like that, that they couldn't find out who was behind it. Do y'all know they got police involved? They got, who else did they get involved in that? It wasn't just the local police department. It may have been the FBI. They got all of them involved, y'all. Was able that morning, because they had sent a threat to the whole school. It was a huge threat. And they had been posting online, I think online the night before. They showed up heavily armed to the house where the person made the call from the same morning. Okay, so, and those kids had to face, this wasn't like a slap on the hand. They had to be taken down because they take that type of thing seriously. So you're making threats on this woman for what? She is reporting the news. And she said that agencies are involved. And I believe her. Okay, because they're not playing that type of game. It's not like she's not on social media, like, she's on social media, like talking and stuff like that. But that's not her job. Her job is to be a journalist. Okay. So she's not just a content creator. No, she has a real career in this. Okay. This is her whole career. So that's what I guess I'm just not understanding what would that do for them to threaten this lady. I just couldn't believe it. Then did this in that busy area and in the early morning hours without a care in the world. Yes, exactly. I just didn't understand that part. Let's see here. Good morning, Karen. Child, I had gotten behind. Thank you so much, Mr. CKB. I appreciate it. Hey, Doc. Carlos knows he's going to jail and trying everything and every yes to stay out. Like he was resisting arrest, flailing his arms like a baby. Didn't want to get in those cuffs that time. And this time, now check this out, y'all. The irony of that. Now, that one time when they say he was resisting arrest, he didn't want to go to jail, right? Well, I guess they were beating his behind too much last week. He was like, bring out the cuffs. Get me out of here. I bet you he didn't resist arrest on that day. Okay. He didn't care which police officer came. He went gladly. Okay. Baby, they are jumping me. I cannot fight. Okay, please come help me. He was hoping that the police officers took a thing. He was trying to get out of Dodge. No resisting. Okay. Now let them come with them same cuffs because of this case. He's not going to go down so easily. Child, he going to be running for his life. Okay. He going to be flailing them arms again. But see, that day he needed their help. Okay. He needed help getting up out of there. Because I don't see how else. If they would just stood there, it's no way possible. He would still be on the ground today. Now, no, we do not promote any violence or things of that sort here on this channel. Okay? We just believe in, hey, when you out here fighting people, it can sometimes come back on you at the right time.
But all of that kind of stuff outside of the courtroom, especially the way it played out today, has implications inside the courtroom. And I think that's the part that people forget. When you're calling for justice, no matter who you're calling for justice for, we've seen justice for Meeks, as that being Romeca, that was her nickname. We've seen justice for people calling for justice for Khadijah. The problem is when this kind of stuff happens, justice gets kind of muddy. And what I mean by that is you may not ever, depending on who you are, you may not get to see this play out because the judge literally may limit who can be in the courtroom. The judge may literally say the proceedings, therefore, moving forward, will just be this small group of people and you can watch on Zoom. So that is the problem with this, is that, you know, I get the emotion part of it. It is a lot of reasons to be mad. There's a lot of reasons to be emotional about it, but let the justice system do their job. Quit calling out people for saying things that you don't know anything about. It's a way to handle things in a proper professional way. And so far what I'm saying is people are getting emotional about this case, rightfully so, but you're threatening people in the process. So I don't know who threatened who in this case, but what I do know is 3 people were arrested. So, and I did hear that as well, that Carlos was jumped. That is what I've heard too. So there's been different things and varying accounts of what I heard. I heard he approached the family and as a result, he got jumped. Okay. I don't know which one is true. What I will know here shortly is I am waiting on the Cook County Sheriff's Department to get back to me on their narrative of things. They will have an official narrative of what happened, and they will also be able to tell me if indeed all 3 individuals that we see in that video, if they were charged as a result of the fight outside of the courtroom or courthouse. And technically, the way that they brought them back in was interesting to me. Normally, if you fight inside of a courthouse, you are then, you know, arrested and charged and all of that. They were fighting outside. So it's going to be really interesting to see how, if they're charged, why they're charged, what the situation is. So that's whose narrative I'm going to use in this case, because here's the problem. So many different people in this whole totality of a bigger picture of things are very upset. They're exactly right, Victoria. They're Facebook lawyers and they're Facebook prosecutors. And different people are trying to get their narrative out, which may not be the truth. And in some cases is not the truth at all. And so I'm going to rely in this case. And listen, it's a hard line to tote when you're a journalist, because you've also seen in the past, not saying this is related to Cook County Sheriff's Department, but you've also seen in the past where law enforcement, especially if it involves, a police involved shooting, they're not always telling the truth. So it's a hard line to tote when trying to, go through the weeds and figure out what the truth is. So in this case,
No, that's the loudest,
I am
Karen.
going to see what the Cook County Sheriff's Department gives back, and that is the guidance in which I will follow, because there are so many different layers of this onion and people trying to get their side out. And it's true. It's hard.
And remember, I said that too, y'all. Like, this thing has layers upon layers. And the layers, once you peel things back, that's when you get to the whole root of the situation.
And it's true. It's hard to trust the system. And oftentimes we don't trust the system. And we have good reason a lot of times not to trust the system. But as of right now, that will be the guidance I follow, unless I was to get somebody who was a man on the street who don't know nobody involved who could tell me what happened, because you've seen where this side wants this narrative out, that side wants that narrative out. The bottom line is to get into the weeds of violence and fighting and all of that stuff. The justice system will take care of it some way, somehow. So that's what I will say. That's all that I can say about that. That's not my position to say. I don't know. I've had a loved one murdered. That person did go to prison for the rest of their natural life. I was young when it happened to me. I could understand, and I was emotional then. I was much younger. I can understand the emotion, and I get it. I'm not saying don't be emotional. You have every right to be emotional. There are so many lives that have been uprooted from this. But in order for justice to truly be served and for you to have a front seat to whatever justice looks like for you, Quadasia's family, Romeca's family, you have to give it time to play out. And now the next hearing could be, the judge could easily say, you know what? We will only have immediate family here. This person, this person, this person, this media, this media. So it's hard. And yes, you're absolutely right, Romeca Price, that it is easier for people to say when they're not the family. It's so easy, right? It's so easy to say what you woulda, coulda, shoulda done. And I agree with you. You're absolutely right. But I'm just saying, moving forward, hopefully there will be more security present, and that won't have to be the case, that moving forward, only a handful of people are allowed in the courtroom, because it has happened. That's all that I'm saying. But you're right. Everybody has a reason to feel how they feel. Lives have been uprooted. Children don't have parents. And it's a sucky situation all the way around. It's horrible all the way around. It absolutely is. So, Romeca, I hope I got your name right. You've said one of the things that I agree the most with on this live. Easy to say when it's not your family member, and you're 100% right. It really is. Everybody could say what they think when it's not their family. So yeah, I will have a report on this on the news at 4 and 5. Again, waiting on the Cook County Sheriff's Department to at least give us the narrative that they come up with after talking to all three individuals, if indeed they're going to be charged. If they're not going to be charged, we may never know what really played out, because then they won't have a reason to fully question them and get this person's side, that person's side. And I was trying to see in the video hold on, let me go back to this. I was trying to see if in that video they were wearing body cameras, anybody, because that's also relevant too. Yeah, there's a lot of body cameras going around. So based off the body camera video, and since they were already outside, they should be able to give us a narrative of what unfolded, because they had on body cameras and they were already outside before the fight.
Now that is a good point. Now those parties were released, okay, that evening. I believe the other was too. I know Carlos was, because he was on live trying to get sympathy, showing the cut on his lip and stuff like that. Now, that is a good point. See, I think people forget that those body cameras are rolling. Even that day when Carlos was leaning against that car, okay, and he was telling his little story right there, and he had those officers looking down the street. If their body cameras were on, it captured what he told them. We need to know what was stated right then, okay? Because then later on, he's adding something else. So did it line up with what he said the first time? Because they were looking for somebody else. I don't even think he said it was Holly in that story. Okay, so that's another thing to consider. The cameras are always rolling inside, outside the courthouse. Okay. Thank you so much, 71 Tasha and 71 Suburban Girl. Thank you, ladies. Shout out, my birthday is coming up Monday. Look, I'll be celebrating the whole month of January, okay? It seems that once Khadijah got pregnant, she began putting the ball in motion. She marked, copied, and wanted Romeca's life. Romeca was living the life. She was competing with a woman who wasn't competing with her. You better say that again, Ashley. Okay, you better definitely say that again. Sometimes people be in secret competition with you, and you like, baby, I didn't even know I was in a competition. Okay, I'm just living my life, and you trying to outdo me, child. I didn't even know you existed. Hey, Spec, welcome. And sometimes the police cars have cameras too. Oh, that's a good point too. Now that's a good point. You got the cameras on the cars, the body cameras going. You got news reporters recording. You got random people recording. Okay, that's just there as a part of, the support systems on either side. Some of them have things going. So just keep in mind, like she said, right now the judge has not set any boundaries. We got until next week to see if anything will be put in place so that doesn't happen. I'm pretty sure security will be up. Okay, they're going to increase the security because of that whole fight situation at this next hearing. I can definitely see that. Think about it. Who wants to be this girl sitting here fighting? Yeah, an Erda case, right? Okay, sis. But I also think she stated on the TPO paperwork that the last alleged threat was in May of 2024. Right. That's a good point. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that's the other, someone else made a very valid point, y'all. 3 shots were made from that weapon. 2 of the shots were, it hit Romeca. 2 of those shots hit Romeca. Whatever happened to the other bullet? Like, did they ever figure that out? Because we brought that up before. I'm like, hold up. 3 shots were made, 2 actually landed. But whatever happened to the other one? But I also think she stated on the, okay, I read that. Monitoring and jealousy spirits, yes. That can happen. Right, Kiana? I'm telling you. We learned from Romeca, he was a pathological liar. Come on now. We're echoing her words. Why are you lying so much? Okay. Romeca is not here, unfortunately. But we heard you, sis. And we are echoing those words. We have definitely seen a lot of lying. Okay. We can pretty much see what you were kind of going through with the lies. Okay. Hence the whole blocking in lie. That was something caught on video before. He was saying she blocked in his car or something. She said it's not blocked in. He never panned over to show it was. He was just trying to get her reaction. And we don't know if she was holding that stick or block or whatever that was to defend herself from you. Because look what happened the day she didn't have that. She had her son that day as well. Okay, then here we go again. Different day, same lie. That she's blocking in Holly. At what point? Because the video footage that we see and the pictures that we see, her car is not blocking in Holly's car. Her car is to the left side and towards the back of Holly's car. There's a whole space in between both cars. You can probably drive another car through there. Okay. So how was that blocking in? Same law. Okay. So it shows a pattern. It shows a pattern. Pay attention to people's patterns. Yeah, it was uncalled for and gone too far. Yes, thank you, Aurora. The cameras and videos on the buses, on the pod cameras, okay, on businesses. She say, Holly, come outside. We definitely not gonna jump you. Okay, they're police scanners and radios listening. And don't forget the 911 calls. They listen to more than just the words spoken. Ooh, now that's a good point, Doc. Okay, they have caught different things in some of those calls, not just what people are saying to the 911 operator, but they are also trained to pick up what's being said in the background. Okay, they pick up those little things too. That's a good point. And the fact that she had hollow points in that strap is crazy. I think now the cops have to automatically turn their cameras on when they get a call. Shout out to the mods in the building. If you would like to support the channel, there are various ways that you can support. And Latte just put those ways into the chat. Good morning, Miss Elaine. One was on her vehicle windshield, I thought. I don't know. We need to clarify that. I thought that was the shell. Y'all let me know. Am I right or wrong on that part? I thought they found a shell casing on the windshield. People keep slapping illness on her forehead. She gonna try to use it. Okay. Like, shh, don't give her too much. Okay. I also don't think she obtained that CCL through the proper channels. Clock it. Spec. Okay. We need to validate that and make sure it went through the proper channels, proper people, reputable business. Okay. Did she take the test? At this point, we need to know test scores. Yeah, they would be sick of me. Okay. They would be sick of me when it comes to asking questions. We just have questions. Okay. So, hey, that isn't that the job? Okay, we just asking questions. Where did you get it from? When? Did you take the test? What was your score? What was the last, y'all remember on Drumline? What's the last rule in the handbook? Baby, you ask her a couple of questions on that test, she would not know. Okay, she didn't even know to call 911. Okay, she didn't know what to do. She didn't know you need to have your stuff available while you were standing there trying to blend in with the rest of the people. Okay, girl, that was your time to go get your license to carry, that card, have all of that ready. Have the gun ready so you can let them know what happened. Okay, have all of that. You should have called 911 if you had followed the rules in the handbook. What is the proper procedure? That's what we're trying to figure out. Why was that not done? Did you see where I don't know who that is. Y'all in these emojis and stuff. And probably somebody I don't even want to know because if I don't know a name, don't put no names. But I'm saying I don't know. I ain't even get involved. Y'all in the emojis be taking me out though. It was alleged that some businesses was broken into. Oh, I did hear that allegedly. Okay. Hey, Lakeisha, good morning. Out here just feeling herself and let him and that gun gas her up. Yes, gullible. She fell for it. The shell casing. Okay, thank you, Melanin Queen. That's what I thought. It was the shell casing that had failed because allegedly, she was standing to the side of her car on the sidewalk is when she shot the first shot from. Then allegedly there's a pause. and she fires like bam, bam, rounds 2 and 3. But whatever happened to the other round? We never found that out. We have a whole missing, we got missing dreads out here. Chicago, y'all have your work to do. We got people missing dreads. We have a whole missing round. That thing could have, she didn't even think about the traffic. Okay, people are going to work that day. You didn't even consider one of those rounds could have hit someone's windshield and could have possibly unalived multiple people, not just Romeca. That bullet could have hit another car and she would have unalived 2 people, y'all, that day. 2 people. And possibly a third one, your own child, because the weapon was in the car with a live round. What if it had gone off? Then what? What if while you're shooting across your car, something could have happened to your child? Technically, the body cams supposed to be on at all times. Yes, they are. Probably lodged in that alleged bulletproof. Yeah, you know what? That's something else. We have questions about that because I see that coming up a lot too. Some we say is not a bulletproof vest on. Some say it is. I can't tell. I'm gonna be honest. So maybe that will come out later. But that's a good point. If it was one, did one hit him? Okay, and it just got lodged there. We would know because he went and changed clothes. Okay, so hey, would we even know? She can't use illness because she stated on intake paperwork she was not mental. Oh, okay. They said 3 was dispersed and the 4th one was jammed. We know 2 hit Romeca, the 3rd one Holly's car, and the 4th one jammed. But I don't think the 3rd one hit her car. She and there fighting an Erda case, and where he at? Okay, free living life without either of them. That's so sad. He's not thinking about her, definitely. Right now, he's thinking about how can he cover his butt. Okay, that's what he's thinking about. And no, Romeca did not deserve death. Shout out to Tasha for becoming a member. You were already family, but now you are a member. Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate that. Let's see. Elaine said there's a lawyer that was warning people about the big box stories. She said they charged someone with murder from videos from one of them stores. Oh, I hadn't heard of that. Big box stores. I ain't never heard of that. Yeah. Okay. A lane in between. Same to you, Black Paris. Happy New Year. Oh, okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Look, helping you get through it. Holly got that CCL, the strap, and was on go after that. Right. Not what handbook. Child, where did she put the handbook? You said, what handbook? Okay. Child, she probably, I don't even know if she got the handbook. Okay. Did she read through it? Something is given. She didn't read through it. Okay. Something is given. You know, some of those people, they barely pay. You're supposed to have a 75. They made 74. Okay. Just enough. And you like, well, here, I'm going to go and give you some extra credit. Go on, girl. You give them that little 1 point so they can go ahead and get it. Nah, baby, we need somebody that is acing this thing because look at what happened. Okay, you have someone that has lost their life for someone that's not equipped. Everyone is not equipped mentally, okay, maturity-wise to handle a weapon. Yes, we have people that's their Second Amendment. I get it. But some people don't know how to handle that. I have a friend. He was just showing me on his car the other day in his car. He's like, you know, I got this right here. And so he is licensed to carry. And he said the other day he was in traffic and some people were cutting him off. He said one of the thoughts went to that gun. Okay, I said, please, we need you around. Do not allow your road rage to take you to a place that you can't get out of. Okay, so now he's mature and able, he's gone through the necessary, but I'm just sharing that as an example. Some people, though, will get upset, and that's the first thing they grab is the gun because they can't handle. Let me regulate myself, self-regulate, get my anger down first because I don't need to go to this extreme. Not everyone can handle that. And this is a case where it shows everyone's not equipped mentally, maturity wise, logically to handle a weapon. Yeah, girl, it was a scene off of the police academy. Okay. Okay. Now you got me wanting to watch that. And just because it happened across the street, don't strip the fact it was still in the school zone. Right. That part. Did we even consider there were kids on the video that were going to school? So did we even consider those children that could have lost a life that were walking to school that day? No. Let's just say they do find a few messages Romeca sent, but guess what? They're gonna find the ones this girl sent as well. Okay, it's clear she took part in the back and forth. Exactly, like the on the narrative where it said Romeca was coming after her, and she was like, "Please leave me alone." That's to make her look little Miss Innocent, like she's trying to not be involved in anything. I just don't see her standing there saying, "Please leave me alone." No. Okay, stop. We already know where that statement came from and who's putting all of that out there. Stop. Okay. Y'all ain't get me involved in none of that. Okay. Holly got pregnant on purpose. A lot of people feel that, yes, the digital footprint is going to help seal the deal. Tower pings, call logs, yep, text logs, cloud storage, Google searches, and all erased info. Clock that, Doc. Yes. All of that is going to give them the information. It's just because you delete stuff, it does not go away. Okay? It does not go away. It is forever there. It's forever. Okay? So that's why I said I'm curious to know, what did the text messages look like leading up to that day? Were there any suspicious phone calls? Who did okay. Who did you know, who spoke with her? What was he doing leading up to that? Like they look at all of that. What was Holly doing leading up to that? Then you have the videos that are going to come out. It's a lot, y'all, that we do not even know yet. We're just speaking about this on a surface level, but it's a lot that they have found out that they just haven't put out there yet. They haven't, where the public knows about it. But I'm pretty sure they have some stuff, okay, that they've gone for first degree. Shout out to Nadira for becoming a member. You were already family, but now you are a member. Welcome to the Open Book family membership. I appreciate it. Let's see. If she is mental, then she wouldn't qualify for the Pow Pow. If using mental defense, they are watching her in jail now to see. Clock that. It's true. Can't backtrack and use that now if that's the case. I don't know what the new info is that they found out from the family about her background. But you can't use a mental thing because then that goes back to the weapon. How did you get that? See, all of that, it goes backwards at that point. That's why I brought up the fact that they would need to look into the restraining order. Why? Because we need to see, was that legitimately obtained with evidence? How did she get it? The things that are listed there, has anyone checked to see, was it real? Was there any proof attached to it? Okay, because these are the things she's using as part of her self-defense claim. So they really need to dig into the restraining order and this whole license to carry, the business, the process, all of that, the test, all of that stuff. How did you obtain both of these things first? When? Okay, all of that is going to come into play. Holly clearly lacks intelligence and maturity. That was so disrespectful. She has got to be connected to the family. I don't know. I done drove from Houston to Dallas, about to turn around and go back. You wait a minute. So you're trying to say I've been on here the whole time? You didn't drove from Houston to Dallas? Well, how long have I been on here? No, you're a fast driver. Okay. Now, unless you had already had some leeway prior, girl, it's no way you doing that in 2 hours and 30 minutes. But hey, that's close. You're right about that. You are definitely right. You are welcome. Shout out to Lakeisha and Stephanie for becoming members. Y'all were already family, but now you are members. Thank you so much. I appreciate. Wait, oh no. Hold up. I'm reading it wrong. Shout out to Lakeisha for gifting a membership and welcome to Stephanie. That's what it is. Okay. And thank you so much, Lakeisha. I appreciate that. My namesake. Okay. Let's see. Right, OB, like Carlos supposedly said, get back in the car, baby mama. I love you, baby mama. Like, stop the BS trying to make this monster. Wait a minute. Really? I missed this one. Now get back in the car, baby mama. I love you, baby mama. I need them to stop. Okay, like how it said that they were trying to fight over him. We already knew where that narc type of statement comes from. You wanted these women to fight over you. Okay, but because they weren't, he put it in the paperwork anyway. Okay, Romeca had already moved on. You already admitted that. You had already admitted that on your live, that she had already moved on and had a new man. They were going out of town, and you talking about, well, let me know if you need some. She don't need nothing. She didn't need nothing. Okay, she was taken care of. So why even insert yourself into that? But now all of a sudden, fast forward to this particular day, you mean to tell me she was out there trying to fight over you? She found out you had a new love interest, and she was trying to come for her, your new baby mama, out of the blue. Technically, she should have been back at home if we're going to go there. I mean, if we talk about time, wasn't she supposed to be back at the house? So why was she still out there? We still stuck there too. Were you surprised that she was still there? Shout out to Lakeisha for the super sticker and for being a sponsor for today's live. Thank you so much. We still stuck there. There are mental classifications and there are symptoms for them. If she is showing different symptoms or none at all, then it's trash. Okay. She said it's trash. Derica said, they said Romeca was going after that baby. Romeca didn't want, you know what, girl? Y'all are getting me in trouble. I'm not talking about nobody kids. Okay. Romeca was not, I would say, Romeca was not trying to attack a baby. Okay. No, she got her own child. Yeah, I don't believe none of that. Okay, shout out to Raymel and Doc. Let's see, Raymel gifted a membership, and congratulations, Doc, for receiving the membership. Welcome to the Open Book family and members. Thank you so much. Let's see. He said that, and I knew that was also him saying goodbye, and he loved her. Right. Like, stop with that. Like, seriously, and that's on paperwork. Please don't do that. What we've seen differently, okay, on videos, her calling you liars, and the black eye, all of this that you said, the wall did it. It did it to one, but it didn't do it to both. Okay, so I never got that. But stop. Okay, stop. We've seen some of her posts. Okay, so that day it was just so much love. Oh, okay, got you. When you couldn't even bend down to comfort her, but moving, looking around on we still trying to figure out what you were doing down there on the ground. Like, no, standing there, kneeling down, it's okay. But it was so much love. that day. Couldn't give the right name, birthday, go with her to the hospital, tell Holly put the gun away. But it was so much love that day. Okay. None of their stories add up. That's why they are doing all that shiesty stuff in regards to the case. Tampering and tarnishing the witnesses. There's a lot of stuff that we don't know. Yeah, it definitely is. That's why the first degree is sticking. Why was she going to see baby Carson and the mother didn't even want to see? Oh, Black Parents, clock that. Okay, I'm just saying, you would have thought after so much trauma, such a tragic event of shooting across the whole car with the baby, arguing and noise and people hollering, that we would find a video out here somewhere of her holding her baby. Have y'all seen one? I haven't seen one. I haven't even seen her, like, I haven't. Maybe I just haven't come across it. Her with the baby, feeding the baby. Like, it's mind-boggling. Like, seriously. The whole situation was so uncalled for, and I really wish Romeca did not lose her life. Exactly. Shout out to Doc for gifting a membership, and shout out to Aaron for receiving the membership. Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Open Book members. You were already family, but now you are a member. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you for paying it forward. God bless you. Yeah, y'all. I mean, it's so much. Let me play the last little part of this because not too much longer.
Before the fight jumped off. Yeah, I'm trying to see, is everybody around? Hold on. Yeah, that's true. I see most people I can identify. This video's moving so fast, but I would say most of these members of the Cook County Sheriff's Police have on body cam, so they would be able to hopefully give us a narrative of what happened. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Any new details, you can catch it here on my page a little later. Again, I agree with Cool Romeca. This is, it's easy to say when it's not your family. And I think part of the problem is a lot of this is being fueled by secret Facebook groups that are hidden to the public, but only have allowed a few members in. They're fueling anger, hate, and some of it is a little misplaced. Like, you're mad, in some cases, at the wrong people. Like, some of what I've seen about certain people in this is like, they didn't have anything to do with the charges. It's nothing they can do to bring charges. It's nothing I can do to bring charges. I'm not a Cook County prosecutor. I can't bring charges. And in fact, most people don't understand how it works. Police are the ones that present the charges to a Cook County prosecutor. In this case, and then they, depending on the kinds of cases, they can present it to a grand jury for indictment. There's so many different factors, and so a lot of the anger that I've seen online about, Quadesia being in jail and all of this is misplaced. I mean, Tina has nothing to do, and Tina McMiller being Romeca's family has nothing to do with those charges. It's nothing she can do. She was not there. She was not a witness. She did not speak about being there because she couldn't, because she wasn't there. She has nothing to do with those charges. In my case, I wasn't there. I can't do anything about charges. I was not witness 1, witness 2, witness 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's a whole lot of anger, and I'm going to get that B kind of behavior online, and you guys are misplacing that anger at the wrong people. So I hope you figure that out. I know it's tough.
Y'all figured that out.
It's tough losing somebody under these circumstances on both sides. I have been in some ways a crime victim, so I understand it. Again, I was younger, so maybe not fully understood, but again, it's easier to say when it's not your family. So I think one thing we have to do is just take a step back. I'm just here to report the facts on what we've learned today. And as soon as I learn more, I keep checking my email to see if there's been any updates that I can give you before I get off of here. And so far, no new updates, but I will have them on Fox 32 News at 4 and 5. And to my knowledge, we were the only news station there for this today, for this particular case. So we will probably at some point get all of the details of what unfolded. I appreciate you tuning in. I hope you have a blessed rest of your day. And if I don't see you between now and then,
Okay, now this was prior to Christmas when she did this one. So coming up on November the 7th, which is a week from today, is the next hearing. Okay, the next hearing. And more info will be shared during that time. Okay, now, as of right now, they have not limited who is, able to come to the courthouse and so forth. But I'm pretty sure that there will be an increase in security, okay, due to the last time. Hi, Tim. Welcome. Yes, justice for Romeca. Um, it's a lot taking place. And I agree with her. Sometimes people have misplaced anger. Um, where they try to figure out, I can't go off on this person. I can't go off on this person. So I'm just go off on you. It's like find out where that anger should be directed. And like she said, I hope they figure that out, because that certain things were people's choices. They made that decision. They made that choice. There are consequences for actions. Okay. Whatever action you go with, there are consequences to it. Okay. And so as this continues next Wednesday, we are standing in faith, standing with Romeca's family, the community, for justice for Romeca. That she will gain some favor in this case. And we're already seeing that favor play out for the simple fact that even before Holly was arrested, and I've had some supporters share with me because they are from Chicago. And this is no shot or dig at them. I'm just stating how God can work things out. They said that in Chicago, people don't get rearrested. That Chicago doesn't really look into cases. They don't do, this type of thing. But so far, there's some movement. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Okay, Holly was arrested. That was a first step, a big step towards movement in this case. And now here we are going into a pre-trial hearing next Wednesday. Okay, they have demanded a trial. Her lawyers have demanded a trial. And so we're going to continue to stand with this family, continue to bring awareness to this case, because some people had forgotten about it. To be honest, not anything disrespectful to Romeca, but since Holly was released that first time, people thought it was over. They thought it was over. They have moved on. Okay. Some of my family, even over the holidays, I was talking about it to them and they were like, oh, what happened with that? A lot of people, y'all, fell off because they thought it was over, but it wasn't. Okay. It wasn't over and it's not over. Okay. We'll continue to highlight different details and key factors in this case. Okay. We want to get it as close to factual as possible. Of course, during that, you do have commentary. You do have opinions, okay, that you are allowed to share. No one should have to get attacked because of their opinion on situations, okay? We can agree to disagree respectfully and let justice be served in whatever capacity that is. Let the cards fall as they may. You shouldn't, if you're so innocent, okay, you shouldn't have to force a hand. It should just be natural. Let's see. Hi, Miss Duncan. Welcome. You feel they planned it out. Hey, isn't she lovely? Anger, let's direct that at Holly for making poor life decisions and being overtaken by jealousy, and at Carlos for feeding the envy monster to do his dirty work. Okay. Holly didn't care about consequences because she thought self-defense had her back. Ooh, clock that. And I believe that too. I think she thought that she would really just get away with that by saying that she has a license to carry and that she had this restraining order, painting a certain narrative that that was it. That if I can show that, and let's put out videos to show Romeca in a negative light, to show how mean and aggressive she is. But those videos, were they really showing a full picture? Or was it just a part you wanted to capture, a reaction? Where's the full video of what happened prior to those situations? Okay, that's what we would want to see. So there was work being put into that part as well. When you're innocent, you don't have to do all of that. Okay, it's just natural. Every step forward, no matter how, Winning Wednesdays, small contributions to the greater journey toward justice for Romeca. Right, Doc? I agree with that. I definitely agree. Any small movement is still big movement when there's most of the time no movement at all. Okay. And shout out to Fox 32. Okay. For being there, for covering this story. Because, like Tia just said, they're the main news station that was there. So we need more media coverage of this. Okay. Shout out to you, Hey Peanut. I love you too, sis. Thank you so much for tapping in. And some don't realize that. Yes, we need more media coverage of this as the time. And I believe that that will happen. Once this thing actually goes to trial, I believe more and more stations are going to start covering it. Court TV. We need court TV there. Okay? We need them in the building. We need Nancy Grace. Not that we need it, because baby, justice can come regardless. I'm gonna use need lightly. Justice can come with or without their coverage. However, it would be nice if court TV was there. Okay? If Nancy Grace taps in sometimes she does a thing, sometimes not. Bigger media presence on this, because I feel like they know the pressure is on and the world is watching. Even in this chat alone, a lot of y'all are from different cities. Okay, so this is stretching out, not just Chicago. This is stretching out to Florida. Okay, stretching out to California. All of the places in between. Even international. Because I think someone came into the chat the other day and they said that they were in another country and they're tapping into this. So this thing is already big and people are watching. So shout out to y'all on today. That was all that I had today. Make sure y'all tap that like button. It is for free. Hey Mika, good morning. It's just us for justice. Okay, come on now. I like that. Y'all make sure y'all drop some pink hearts in the chat. It is justice for Romeca. Also, y'all, shout out to all of the sponsors on today. And sometimes y'all forgive me if it's missed. If I don't click the star button on Restream, it doesn't automatically save them. But 71 Suburban Girl, Miss Josephine, the Queen's Den, Ebony Rose, Shamika, let's see, Shalina, Rachel, Rhonda, Caramel Girl, Raymel, Tasha, Nadira, Lakeisha, Doc, Aaron. Okay, and those were members. Some of them are members as well. Stephanie, welcome to all of the members. And anyone else that I may have forgotten to start the comment, thank y'all so much for your support on today. I really appreciate it. If you would like to be a support. Okay, we got NYC repping. You can put where you repping from in the chat as well. We got NYC repping too. Okay. Let's see here. They'll tap in as it gets closer to trial if this pressure continues, as I'm in North Carolina. Okay, we got North Carolina. Yes. And that's what I'm thinking too. Greetings, OG Patrice is in the building. Welcome, Queen. Thank you so much for tapping in. Let's see. Open book, you starting to filter the comments. Guess you say y'all not gonna keep getting me with these. Yes, girl. Okay, y'all, because sometimes I'm just clicking and clicking. I don't read the comment, so I'll start. So once it's on the screen, I don't want people thinking I'm being funny. So I'll just be clicking and clicking. And so the comment will come up on the screen. And so I'm over here reading the comment. And then y'all done got me with something messy or something. And I'm like, oh, Lord, I didn't even see. So I'm trying to proofread comments before I put them up on the screen. Y'all not trying to get me. I ain't trying to be in nothing, child. We are staying focused on the case. Okay, child, yesterday, I didn't even go live. I just enjoyed the day off, relaxed my mind, my family. You know, we do different things. Like sometimes you just got to give yourself a break and just chill. If I don't feel like talking, y'all, I don't come live. Now, if I feel like talking, then I'll come live. But some days I just really don't feel like talking. And then you get me like today with almost 3 hours because I missed y'all yesterday. Okay. Thank you, Ebony Rose. This is why I always say, tell folks to shout out their state. Yes. Okay. We got Florida. All right. Come through. Florida is in the building. I'm glad the world wrapped its arms around the family to help get attention to this tragedy. Yes. Yes, I agree. I definitely agree. Okay. New Orleans is in the building. Okay, come on, New Orleans. Give me some of them beignets. Okay, the day it happened, it was on breaking news on Fox 29 in my city. I'm like, why is this on my TV? But hey, justice for Romeca. Okay, Philly is in the building. All right, Chicago. Come on, Chicago in the house. We have a lot of Chicagoans. Connecticut. Wow, we all the way in Connecticut. Georgia, all right. Are you in the ATL? We got Vegas in the building. Child, I need to come there and win some money. Okay. Indiana is in the building. Come on. Repping from Opelika. I hope I said that right. Opelika, Alabama. We got Birmingham, Alabama. Virginia. Okay. Let's see here. Philly in the building again. Oh, okay. Let me see here. Thank you, Latte. Latte be on it, child. Let me make sure I didn't miss anyone. Okay, let's see. Oh, Kay Brown. Shout out to Kay Brown for being a sponsor today. See, I appreciate you, Latte, because I don't want to miss anybody. Okay, Dr. Braves. Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate it. Trying to see any other names I missed. Okay. And then shout out to everyone that you gifted a membership as well. Okay. Thank you so much, sis, for that. All right. We got Georgia again. Wait a second. Not home of the states. Omaha, Nebraska. Come on. Baby, they got the big states there. We got Jacksonville, Florida. St. Louis. Come on, St. Louis. All right. DC. We got DC in the building. New Jersey, ATL in the house. Okay. Happy New Year to everyone saying that as well. Miami, Florida. That's where I'm trying to come to. Okay. NYC, Detroit in the building. Come on. Is this the Bronx? BX. Is that the Bronx, y'all? The BX Bronx in the building. Maryland in the building. Okay. I'm loving it. Y'all all over. She said the real TV. Oh, I don't know, child. I don't be over there. South Carolina. Okay. Chicago's own. Everyone enjoy, stay safe, and have a happy new year. Right. Yes. Seattle. Thank you, Nadira. I appreciate it. Arizona in the building. Oregon. Washington. Baltimore. Okay. Dothan, Alabama. Let's see. We got most of y'all. California. All right, y'all. Oh, what did I just do, child? What did I just hit? Oh, okay. I was about to mess my live up. Thank you, Katie.
Can we do the frames?
Okay, let's see here.
I do the frames.
Hold on, y'all. I don't know why when I tap my
I
screen.
do the frames.
No, hold on. Okay, y'all. Because I'm messing up some with my own little screen. Oh, it's Opelika. Oh, Opelika. Thank you, Terry. Houston, Texas, Louisville, Kentucky. I have to scroll. Nevada, Wetumpka, Alabama. I never heard of that. Virginia Beach, Pennsylvania. Okay. Rhonda said, even during the tragedy, she stood there leaning on the car and not once went to see about the baby. Nope. I haven't seen a video yet. U.S. Virgin Islands, come through. Okay. I heard it's beautiful there. Marietta, Georgia. Let's see. Roll Tide. Okay. Come on through, Shannon. Okay. I love it, y'all. Y'all are from all over. And this just shows you that Romeca's life, y'all, is touched so many. In this case, it's touched so many people from all over the world. Okay, literally. And this is why this is so important for her family and for the many people that are supporting. Okay, this whole, to me, it's like a movement. It's a movement to get justice for her. Happy New Year from New York. Yes. Okay. Girl. D really has me tickled. Oh yes, and shout out to Royal D, y'all. I don't know if she's going live today. She might be going live today. But her birthday is this upcoming Saturday. She's my Capricorn sister. Okay, we are 2 days apart, now not in years. Okay, but shout out to Royal D, and make sure y'all tap into her and show her some love throughout the week. Like I told her, child, I celebrate all month. Okay, so when people be like, I ain't got it because we had to buy Christmas gifts and stuff like that, I be like, look, that's okay. You gonna get paid sometime in January. Okay, don't try to play me. Okay, baby, I can look. You can send it the last week if you want to. Okay. No, but shout out to y'all. I appreciate all of the love. I will be going live again this evening for a special New Year's Eve live. So make sure if you haven't, make sure you set your notifications. Make sure you subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Okay, so you're a Capricorn too. Shout out to all the Capricorns in the building. Okay. Yes, and if I don't see you all on the next slide or anymore today, happy new. Oh, hold up. I got to do this. I got to put it up here on the screen. Okay. I got to help y'all. This is the educator in me. Okay. Not that comment. This one. Okay. Let's get this right. Okay. Because I'm trying to help 275 people that's on this live, and anyone that watches the live all the way to the end. I'm going to save you from some embarrassment. Okay, because here we go. We're about to be doing this at midnight, going forward all day tomorrow. Notice it says Happy New Year. It is 1 year. Okay, please stop putting that S on New Year's. Okay, it's Happy New Year. Year without an S. I'm trying to help y'all out because we get tired of seeing it. Okay, you got people talking about you. So I don't want my people talked about. Okay, now here's another one. Okay, now this is when you do use the S. All right, now this is the one. I'm just saying, I ain't trying to be funny. I don't want my people looking crazy. This when you use the apostrophe S, okay? New Year's Eve. That's what we on today. That's what we on today. Okay. But if we going into the new year, this the one you using tomorrow. Okay. Write it down. Because I know some of y'all gonna be doing y'all posts and y'all text messages. Make sure. Let's see. She say, I'm gonna say years and say. If I see any of my people in the chats tomorrow, I'm calling you out. Okay. I'm gonna tell y'all, like them people should have told Holly when she was trying to get that license to carry. Girl, did I not teach you? Okay. I'm telling you. She said, no, I seriously hate it. Okay. I got a fellow educator in the building. Who was that? Let me go back up. Child, we got to get this right, T. Smith. I try to tell people every year. Now I'm telling y'all, okay? Okay, Venetia. Okay, so she a fellow educator in the building. No S tomorrow. This how you do today. Okay, this today. This good. This is good right here. Okay, tomorrow, not the S. Okay, I'm just saying, child, we gotta learn. We can't keep doing that from year to year. Okay, we are in 2026. Also, get that year right. Okay, because I know it's gonna take us a good 2 weeks on everything we write and we put in 2025. This how we gonna start writing it. Okay, we're gonna start writing it like this. The 2026. Let me pull that up. Okay. We got to make sure we get all this right. We're in the new year as of midnight. Okay, so make sure today, S. Tomorrow, no S. Okay? Latte said I'm definitely doing it. She said another one open book is 1 year old, not to be confused with 1 year old. Okay, that's another good one. Okay, let's help our people out. Please. Just tell them, just say happy 2026. Okay. That's another way to do it. Please, y'all, for the love of God, do not have an S tomorrow. It is only 1 year. But I love y'all. We're just having some fun. I love y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for tapping in today. Make sure y'all hit that like button. If you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell for all notifications because you never know when I'm going to go live. Also, special shout out to the mods that were in the building. Latte and Dreamy Girl. Thank y'all so much. And my son wants to say Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
New Year's, well, today is, we're going to tell them Happy New Year's Eve because not New Year yet.
Happy New Year's Eve to everybody in the world.
Yeah.
To Houston, Chicago, New York, USA.
Oh, he giving y'all special ones.
And also Houston, Texas.
Okay, very good. My baby, he done singled out certain cities. Okay. Happy New Year, everyone. Have a blessed, productive day and stay safe. Yes, please stay safe out there. Get your drinky drink on. Make sure you get your driver. Okay, if you know you beyond the limit, get your driver Uber. Okay, think they give discounts. Pink, yes, Pink on January the 7th. Yes, just respond same to you. Now that's a good comeback. Okay. Same to you. Thank you so much, Hey Peanut. Y'all, let's drop those hearts for Romeca. It is justice for Romeca. I love you all. Happy New Year. They say Happy New Year. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have a blessed New Year's Eve and New Year. Until next time.
Bye. Happy New Year.
Bye-bye.
You just flip through truth with the open book. If you felt that heat, like share and stay locked in. Another chapter done, but we far from finished. Truth on the mic, yeah, we handle business. Real talk, no fluff, just facts and fire. From the book to the block, we taking it higher. The open book. Every voice matters. Every lie shatters. Catch you next page.